2.
Well, hello, Fooper Trooper Nation. Army? Are we an army or a nation? Fooper Troopers.
We're both.
We're both a nation and army.
Nation of soldiers.
Today's episode, we are joined by I want to say, what's the word for someone that does a lot? Prolific.
Greatest.
Prolific, I like that.
Yeah, the prolific Sean Evans, the greatest also is applicable. The prolific Sean Evans, legendary host of Hot Ones, built a spicy empire at a dream from one jalapeno seed planted. Now he's got the Scoville chili reaper.
Wow.
What's the spiciest pepper?
Well, maybe Pepper X or like the
Pepper
Carolina
X.
Reaper might be what you're thinking about.
Now he's got a full garden of Carolina Reapers. He has interviewed the likes of Barack Obama.
Yep.
I predict president on Hot Ones.
Who do you think it'll be?
Well, we don't have many options.
Right.
But hopefully, if it's Bernie, then no. He's not eating Hot Ones. He's not doing that. Bernie? Dude,
Maybe.
he'll like burn a hole right through his
Can't you
ass.
See like that Bernie feels the burn while eating spicy wings? And that like it's like a very
title.
You can tone it down.
It's extremely
Bro.
internet.
If like if
best
Yang,
title.
I'm surprised Yang. Do you reach out to people like Yang to do Hot Ones?
Well, like pretty all of the campaigns almost. I feel like most of them have kind of like flirted with us or reached out in some way.
And you're not
They have a
interested?
full-
Well, I think that if we do it, I think we want to do it in like a bigger way, like in a different sort of thing. Like not just have like one person sit down and eat 10 wings, but like just set up, like it would have been cool to like set up in Iowa and actually have like 3 or 4 of them or like.
So the Hot Ones Democratic debate.
Yeah, something like that, moderated over spicy wings or something. But we have like a bigger picture thing that we're like trying to put together.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who's reached out?
Like name somebody. I mean, I'm not
Yang?
like so. Yeah.
Peter
Yeah.
Nice.
Klobuchar?
I don't
No,
know.
she wouldn't do that.
Would have to check but maybe.
She's at it. Don't even worry about her.
Sanders?
Bernie Sanders?
Yeah.
No,
I'm telling you, like every major campaign.
Bernie Sanders
Biden?
reached out to Hot Ones, and you said no.
No. What we're trying to do, Ethan. You're catching me. We're trying to. The podcast starting off
This is a
right away.
hot
Look at
one.
I'm cornered. No, but what we're trying to do is like do it in a bigger way. Like we don't want to just. Well, maybe it'll work out that way, but it's like they're very busy people right now. So like getting all of that. So
Okay.
and so are we. But getting it to all line up just right. You know. You know?
Because okay, I don't want to tell you how to do your show, Sean, but
But what do you think we should just like start cycling them through
yes,
or something?
Yes, most definitely.
Maybe.
You want that one-on-one time. You want to put their feet to the pepper fires. You should get Yang on there. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to do it, trying to figure out how we get more than like one
You don't
voice
want
when
to
we
have
do it.
one.
I see, I understand.
You're endorsing one.
Yeah,
in a way.
exactly. Plus, because
Yeah.
Hot Ones, how it's designed, it's like more or less like it's like a de facto cosign because you're like going through
you're
this thing with
endorsing,
somebody.
You're celebrating.
So we're just trying to like walk
It's,
that tightrope walk a little bit differently.
understand.
But it is something that we're thinking about, and like trying to figure out how it is like a bigger.
What if you do a presidential week and then they?
Yeah, I mean that would be the thing, or like it's a longer video we're hitting on like some of the same issues with everybody, and like kind of, like cutting into like one episode that has like multiple voices.
I guarantee that will get more views than all of the televised debates combined. I would watch the living God out of that. Would you do a Hot Ones with Donald Trump?
I mean, again, it's like one of those hard things where it's like a de facto cosign. So
you want to avoid the politics.
A little bit. The static is like so. You know, it's like it's just one of those things. Like I don't know if it's like a thing that you can come back from in the same way once you do it. Like once you dive into it,
Don't touch it.
It is something that's like so in your face now that maybe creating that sort of escapism on Thursdays is maybe something that's helped the brand more than
I understand. You're absolutely right. Also, Sean Evans is coming to True TV this month, right?
February 18th.
Wow.
Hot Ones TV show has been already canned. It's in the. I mean, it's in the can, not canceled. They've been recorded. They've all been recorded.
Yeah.
You've got how many episodes?
I I don't know.
I read?
like 20, and and
I love
they really
that
do.
it's True TV, by the way. I feel
Yeah,
like
I'm a
that's
fan.
the best.
Yeah, because the Impractical Jokers
Yeah.
so it makes sense that there's already like an audience that understands that crossover, so it really was the
It's a
best
great
place
place.
for it. Yeah, and then they treated us really well and saw the vision and created this Pepperdome that like when I walked out for the first time, it was crazy. Is like
Actually, I have the video here. Let me pull it up. Here's the first behind-the-scenes footage of Sean walking out into, you call it the Pepperdome?
Yeah, it's like exactly as the gladiators must have felt
Look at this.
walking out into the Coliseum.
I mean, really, how did you feel walking out? Like, my God, this is incredible.
It's surreal because ever since we started Hot Ones, like forever, we've been just trying to get a neon sign, but like we can't get that line item. Like we can't get anybody. They're like, no, what are you crazy?
I know exactly what you mean. I've been wanting a neon sign since we started, and we still don't have one.
Yeah. There's a lot. It's
not
a hurdle.
that simple.
It's not that simple. So we've been trying to get a neon light. Like that's all we've ever wanted since we started the show. And then I've been told time and time again that it's just an impossible task. Like neon lights, you might as well ask for the moon.
Yeah.
And then I walked on here and they have like 5,000.
Yeah, they've done it
neon
perfectly.
lights. Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So tell me, Sean, you've gone from making a YouTube show to now working on an incredible looking set like this. Tell me about that experience. What's it like to be a host of a television show, for Christ's sake?
I know. Well, it's like so different than the web show. It's so in what looks like this public access 80s set. It's just this quiet room, kind of like how we're in right now.
Yeah.
And then when you go out to this the Pepperdome where there's 350 people and it's such a big thing, it feels like if you were to make some sort
Big
of
audience.
music, huge,
Rowdy?
very rowdy. Like it's in Atlanta, and the camera people were all just telling us like, oh, if you do this in LA, like everyone's blasé. They're all like professional seat fillers.
Really?
They couldn't care less. Like the regulars
Took it
are
to the
just
rowdy
recycling.
city.
Yeah, but
and did you guys have signs telling them to react?
no, it just ended up being kind of crazy. Plus, it is this spicy game show thing. Like I do remember at like one point, because in the final game, it's this sort of time thing, and that's what leads to somebody winning $25,000.
Huge prize.
Yeah, right. So it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, and this team got it at the last second. The place exploded. Like it was a Final Four game, and somebody hit
Wow.
a 3. You
That's
get so
exciting.
excited. Yeah. So the game is just it's naturally exciting that way. Plus the people were super into it. They're all Hot Ones fans, so it was very much like felt like we were doing a concert for Hot
That's
Ones
amazing.
fans.
So
shoots.
the format, you give them the spicy. Do you go full spicy on these poor
They're
pedestrians? Tell me about the spice
They're
level on
crazy.
these poor people. They're walking in. What are they faced with on the spice level?
It's insane. I mean, it's. I don't know. It is so crazy. Like we had a puking problem when we were doing
How many
like
people
the
puke?
trial and
That's
error.
a problem.
We were probably at like a 20% puke rate.
Do you leave that in the show?
I haven't seen the sort of end result of it, but it'll probably like be a little bit more polished. But it is a dangerous, crazy show. We'd have medics come on. Not every team even gets through the 3 rounds. Like it's nuts.
Are you involved?
This is like,
Go ahead.
it's not something that you could do with a celebrity, I'm assuming.
Yeah, we had that little joke between each other where we're like, we could never feed this to
Oh,
Scarlett
the like
Johansson.
X Factor sometimes had celebrity edition episodes,
X Factor?
or Fear Factor.
Oh, Fear Factor.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, so
That's
I will
true.
say,
But were they as crazy
Yes.
as
They
the
were.
regular?
That-
They
I
were
have to
really
say,
great.
as
They
a-
were even worse.
yeah, as a Fear Factor connoisseur, I was shocked. But they did stop doing the celebrity episodes. And the celebrities
But they're
they
my
got was
favorite
like
episode.
Coolio, by the way, just as an aside, won his episode. And so I was very proud of him. He lost your episode, though.
Well, but it'll live forever. You know what I mean?
Coolio,
will
for
be
those who
buried
don't
under
know,
rubble.
was your most tragic interview.
Well, the interview was fine. It was just the collapse at the end. You know, the bravado got the best of Coolio there at the end.
And so, did you have any guests on the show who suffered the same fate as Coolio? Any hospital rides? Any doctor visits?
I think
Well, you
Chrissy
have medics
Teigen.
there, right?
No.
No.
No, I mean on
No
the
paperwork,
I
no
mean on the
medics.
game show.
Oh yeah, on the game
On the
show.
game sh-
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had medics on site.
Okay,
I thought you were talking about the web show. I'm like, no, it's still weird. Just
Yeah.
a garage. I don't know. Nobody,
Yeah, that's not in the
nobody
budget.
noticed. Yeah. Yeah, we'd have medics on set. They'd be having to they'd have to meet with the contestants in commercial breaks all the time, be like taking vitals. It was
Oh shit.
It was pretty crazy.
Anyone shit their pants?
Not that I could tell, but
It's a likelihood.
right when they do the deep dive documentary, I'm sure that something like that'll come out.
Wow.
But it was nuts. It was really. It's such an intense show. It really is crazy. And people are pushed to the brink. Like the worst effects that I've ever seen of anyone on spicy food, like top 10 of them are on this game show. Like it's totally a different thing. And I've seen some crazy stuff.
What are you serving them? Is it just like from this beginning all
So
out or what?
It's not that much food. So that's always what I'd tell the contestants when they're coming on because it is such a jarring thing.
They're nervous.
Well, well, the context of it is insane. It's like, okay, hey, you've never been on TV before. We're going to put you in the middle of the Pepper Dome, put a bunch of cameras on you, feed you like the spiciest wings imaginable. And
Is it the spiciest hot sauce that
It's
you
crazy.
use on hot ones, or is it different?
Yeah, it's hotter. It's hotter than.
It's harder than.
Wow. And
Wow.
Is it like proprietary? Is it just something?
Yeah,
they cooked up?
the sauces are made, for the show. So that
Okay.
was like a whole Rubik's Cube that we had to solve, I remember like very early on, even when it was just me in like a conference room and they moved the desk out and I'm just drilling games and stuff and we'd have contestants and, trying to figure out because if nobody reacts to the first wing, it can't be like hot ones where we're slowly,
Right.
No
gradually-
time.
Nobody's making it to the first commercial break if
Yeah.
everyone's just like,
Yeah.
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 pretty good
exactly.
wing,
Yeah.
So it comes out in such a crazy way. It jars people. They're back on their heels. But what I'd always say is, we open up the first act with a wing, second act with a wing, and the third act, you're like going up this Mount Scoville. And with every question you get right, like the more money you get, you have to keep eating. So it's like the higher the altitude, the tougher the climb sort of situation.
So you have to win the 25K. You have to basically.
It's 3 wings and like a shot of hot sauce to make all the way to the end. Yeah.
What do you call that when those Christian people like masturbate and then they self-flagellate? What do you call that?
You're
Come on, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Flagellate.
So what is it, Dan?
Isn't it flagellate?
It's when you whip yourself
Yeah.
for sinning. That's like what they're doing on the show.
yeah.
Somebody shit their pants, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I'm about to shit my pants. Unrelated.
Last week he almost did on
Again?
the show.
Yeah, I didn't. When I
was
don't.
the guest?
When I don't. No,
No
it's just
guest,
us, but
luckily.
I had to go to break early. But when I don't poop before the show, I always I'm turtlenecking.
Are you turtlenecking right now?
Not quite turtlenecking, but people.
a mock
I'm
night
not
right
going to
now.
talk about shitting too much because people are always like, Ethan, let's go. Like, there's got to be more to talk about.
I have a question. Was it hard to adjust to working on a television set and team and like process?
Yeah. Well, because it's totally different, on
Yeah.
Hot Ones. Just like here, you have such a small team, of, 5-6 people in your orbit, and you're kind of calling the shots
Yeah.
on down, sort of thing. And so that's in a lot of ways how Hot Ones is. And then when you do get this thing, there's a lot more moving parts. I remember when we took the picture for like the rap photo at the end of the game show, I was like, wow, it was like a full stage full of people.
How many people? If you had to guess.
Probably, I don't know. It's like one of those things where it's it could be like I'm probably missing this number, but I think, like we ended up giving,
Like
because we
30
shot it
or-
around the holidays. Yeah, more than that, like probably close to 100
Yeah.
boots on the ground, like
It's
for
amazing.
the
What do
episode.
all
lot.
Yeah.
That's
What do all
a lot.
these people do?
I don't know. They
making
all
sure it
they all
looks
seem busy and
awesome.
stressed.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're all running around. But it is crazy. I mean,
It's a lot
insane.
to pull off. It's a huge set and probably want to capture everything. So there's a lot of cameras and.
Yep.
You know
I
what the
don't know.
budget was per episode?
no, not. I don't know.
It's probably a lot.
Probably it's at least
200,000?
25,000 for the dang prize, and then
Oh, that's true.
then
Show like that?
We got 100 people working. I could start doing. I could start.
I bet you it's
plugging
like
some
100,
numbers in.
200,000, 300,000.
Maybe, yeah. It was
300,000.
definitely.
I think that's kind of like the minimum for.
300,000 is a minimum.
Yeah.
Look at you. Sean Evans.
we've come a.
What about the IP? You own the IP?
No, I don't touch the. I don't have. The IP is locked in a box with me on the outside. But I'm not you know.
Is that a problem?
Nah, not really. I mean, I think, you know, at this point, we've been doing it for like so long. And, you know, who knows where it goes or like how big. You always just feel like you catch lightning in a bottle. So like month over month, you just kind of like build on that. But I don't know. What if you think about it in like terms of like your career being like a much longer time period, you know? Like, is this one project of many? Is it everything? You know what I mean? And if it is, I mean, ultimately, like, you know, maybe I'm an idiot for thinking this way, but I was just like lucky to end up here and in like this position. And I'm a chicken wing talk show host and stuff's pretty good. So then you start thinking about that and
it's gotta
put a smile.
I mean, that's a healthy way to look at it.
It's healthy, but if I was you, I would be bitter as fuck.
Well, of course you would be.
Life's too short. Life's too
That's
short.
the only way Ethan knows.
But
If I was you, because look, you are Hot Ones. You
Right.
and your partner Chris, right?
Right.
Who's
Who is
backstage
here
right now?
backstage?
Chris, could you just say hi on
Is he a
dance
secret
camera? Or
character? Do people know what he looks like?
No, I've seen him in pictures
Chris,
all the time.
yeah. Those who know
Okay.
know.
Those who know.
There's Chris.
Yeah, there he is. He's acting. He's back. Yeah. So he is the. You guys are partners.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. So if I was you guys,
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
Let me take some notes.
Because you guys are Hot Ones. You guys made the show. I mean, I don't know.
So who has the IP?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's complex.
Right,
Or
right.
complex? Okay.
You might say it's complicated.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's that's how it goes.
but it's
Like
the
if you make
first
something in the
season.
context of
Right.
Are you
a
going to
media
do more
company.
seasons
Yeah, I mean, to
Of
me,
the TV show, you mean?
of the TV show?
yeah, if we're lucky enough to
Well, we'll
run
see.
it back,
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
going,
It's
you
gonna
know.
be a hit.
So it's you can always renegotiate stuff, no?
Yeah, exactly. And it's a good
it's the
team
first
now.
season.
Well,
so-
last time I saw you, you were feeling underappreciated.
yeah. Well, I feel a little bit better now.
You're feeling more appreciated. That's good. At least there's that.
yeah, exactly. I feel
Are you feeling more appreciated or much more appreciated?
much more appreciated
Nice.
Are you
than
feel-
last time we met,
Yeah,
for sure.
Good,
yes,
good.
the last time we hung out.
You and well deserved.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that, Ethan.
Very, very well deserved. And Chris, are you feeling very, very, very much more appreciated? Give me put your hands up if you're feeling appreciated. Put them high.
feels good.
Put them if you're more. Yeah, he's putting them very high. Yeah, he's putting up as high as he can.
And that's an important thing too, you know, for Chris to feel that, you know.
Absolutely, we
I
love
like
Chris.
that
What does Chris
Chris
do?
is fully behind
Chris-
the scenes. That's
Yeah.
kind of like what I was supposed to be.
Yeah,
But no,
Well, I need
your
a pretty
star shines
face.
Too bright.
yeah. I need a pretty face.
Yeah.
Now, what does Chris do? Who's
So
Chris?
Chris is the mastermind behind First We Feast, which before Hot Ones was
Wow.
still James Beard award-winning website, and then
Oh.
you know, he's the one who came up to me and is like, I have this idea. What if we like interviewed celebrities, but had them eat increasingly spicy, like really hot
Chris.
chicken wings over the course of the
Genius.
interview? And then I was like,
So why did he
The way
come
that
to
hit my
you?
ear.
What was your what was
Did he
your
know
relation?
that you
well,
would
we
be
were
like
just
the face of
we
it,
were just
kind of?
we were just chummy, you know. We just had a good vibe, good creative energy, and we never really worked on anything before, but we just had like a good sort of like water cooler vibe to each other. And so you know, we'd spend a lot of time chatting, and it was just all off of vibe. And then he had this idea. It's not like we had high aspirations for it or anything. He was just like
Yeah.
kind of like throwing this idea out into the ether, and then the way it hit my ear was just like so funny. I'm like, we gotta strike.
It's one of those ideas. Sometimes ideas occur to me where I'm like, oh, that's genius. But then you almost don't trust yourself. You're like, well, it's also kind of stupid.
Yeah, and
Did
that's
you have
what-
that feeling?
Well, it's not like we ever thought it would end up in a point like this.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like we thought we could be an internet sideshow for a little bit and do this thing and have fun with it, but we never.
But it sounds like you did have a very like focused vision from the beginning.
Yeah, that's true. I think, but that combined with the way the audience rallied around it, you know, and we didn't have a big audience at first, but they were cult. Like they were so into
Yeah.
it, and they were like,
Yeah.
we can't wait for the next episode. They had such an appetite for it.
Yeah.
And that really is what fueled us, because we're like, okay, well, we can't just like cycle through people and have them eat scorching hot wings. Like if this is going to have legs, we have to like combine this hook with it being a very fascinating interview show that could stand on its own as an interview show. And then if
Yeah.
we can combine these things with the post-production, then we might have something.
Yeah.
And then that started probably, you know, we started aligning with with maybe bigger profile stars and all of that just kind of happened at the same time. At a time where even, the YouTube space is growing. Like it all had to happen at like a very specific time.
You guys have gotten so
way.
big at this point. I don't even think you can have YouTube stars anymore. To be frank with you, Sean, I think they are below your pedigree.
Well, I thank you. I think
I don't even think you can host someone like me anymore.
No.
Yes.
No, I think that I think the move is that you want to keep a foot in both worlds. Like I kind of like having
name a YouTuber you want on. You don't want a YouTuber on. And I don't blame you.
Well, I don't know, but you're kind of you help me in this space. You know what I mean? Like I'm not, you understand. I think the YouTube zeitgeist and fabric better than I do.
I don't know. It's not. Yeah, but we yes.
Who do you think would be the best interview, and then who do you think would?
No, I'm dead serious. I don't think you want YouTubers on your show. It's
one that would be great is PewDiePie.
Oh, yeah, PewDiePie. But see, is that too controversial for your show?
I don't know. I've never. I'm not that.
Yeah, you don't know that
deep, but he's kind of hard to get to.
Yeah, he's so busy. He's all over the place.
And he's not here.
That would be
right.
But like, I'm gonna genuinely try to think of like David Dobrik would probably be huge.
Yeah, and we've hung out a couple times, and like I think that on the short list, like when you ask that.
But
question,
when you're in the position where like I've got Shaq available this week, I've got who's the one that's coming out next week?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, and I've got David Dobrik. It's like, well, come on,
but
John.
I don't know, but I think that keeping, like 1 foot in that sort of mainstream, 1 foot in the internet.
David Dobrik is kind of mainstream now.
He is kind of mainstream now.
And too, it's like
okay, would you have on this isn't even that good of a game. Would you have on
I'm having fun with it.
Okay, what we got?
We're not good at games.
Jay Station. He's like the new douchebag of YouTube. He faked his girlfriend's death.
And then
for
he,
views.
And then he brought her back on
not clickbait.
Yes,
but it was.
No, he acted like she really died, and cried and everything, but she didn't.
But he also called her ghost on
a Ouija board.
Oh, no.
Oh wow,
it's awesome. I'd watch that.
Yeah. I'll have to dig into the crate.
Yeah,
figure out what this guy. Yeah, do some research. It sounds promising.
Do some recon. No, I'm not even gonna say James Charles.
But he's huge.
He is huge.
Yeah, the makeup industry is huge.
But the thing is on YouTube too, people are so toxic. The fan base is like, I feel like people would generally get angry at you.
There's a lot
for
of
having
drama.
someone on that they don't like.
It does seem like when we do
turf wars.
Yeah, it's a weird thing.
But mainstream media, people are always like, cool, we love them.
Yeah, well, it is. It's a little strange.
Shane Dawson.
Shane Dawson, I feel like that would hit, right?
Absolutely, that would hit. I think he would shit his pants, though. I don't know anything about him, but I have a feeling that Shane would have.
That just makes for a good episode.
The deal. Yeah, sweeten the deal a little bit.
Yeah. I got more questions.
Sure.
Don't worry. No dead air. Dead air. Okay, so since the last time you were on here, you have achieved what nobody thought was possible.
Whoa.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah.
Was that your biggest white whale, your ultimate guest?
Yeah. I
request?
really think that the internet peer pressured us into a room together. Because I feel like he was feeling that same thing. Like he came in knowing that this was a day that would like live forever on an internet.
Because he went all out. He did the sketches. You guys did all this crazy promo. I mean, he was all in with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things like when we first started the show, that was the biggest request. And it got so big that it doesn't matter. Like I could post like a picture of me like a burger that I'm eating at a restaurant and all the comments are like, get Gordon Ramsay on the show. And
so it wasn't so much that you wanted him. It was that the fates had brought you both together.
Well, I always think of that in the show kind of in that way is that the fact that you end up in this feedback loop with YouTube. Like one of the good things about it is your audience can like really tell you exactly who they want on the show, and I'm sure that even shapes and informs what you guys do. Yeah, because you can see who the audience is interested in, and that's why the people watching it feel like a special connection to the thing. So I always that's important to us. Not that like we need to do every episode exactly what the audience wants all the time, because sometimes the magic of Hot Ones is that we take somebody and show them in like a different
like Quentin
way.
Tarantino.
That would be amazing
for John, what he did for John Travolta. That's a big dead air moment.
I'm not sure what the reference was.
He took someone who they didn't expect and breathed new life.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
Because
we want
first
that.
I
We want
thought that you were
Tarantino.
suggesting him as a guest.
Tarantino would
That's
be
why I was
awesome.
confused.
Yeah, he would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
It would be awesome.
But see, my comment was less random, but worse, actually.
But like Gordon, you could tell it felt that morning. I still remember it. It was in LA. It was very cloudy. It felt like a playoff game or something. Like going to the office that morning. We were like buttoned up. Like business trip sort of thing.
Well, he
met us halfway on that for sure.
They were right, because that episode hit 50 million views, which is absolutely ridiculous. Now, tell me, what was it like to sit face to face with Gordon Ramsay? Were you nervous to serve him food?
Whoa, yeah.
What was he like? Well, let's start with the food.
Sure. Well, the food, I think he'll play into that. Like, it's not like he's going to come on Hot Ones, where we have gotten a lot better on
when
the
you
wings,
served me, they were like very old.
Yeah, you came at a rough time in our
they were sitting up for like 3 hours.
We were still in our infancy. But that's what's kind of cool though, as we go back so far. Were you the first YouTube guest that we had?
Gosh,
I think maybe like second. I think maybe you had one other.
I think I maybe was the first.
Maybe first.
I think you guys blazed that trail. I really do.
Really?
And I'm very happy, I have to say, to what the episode we did.
Yeah,
it was like my favorite thing that we ever did, probably.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
But I will say that the wings were. If they weren't slathered in bacteria killing poison, I would have been worried about getting food poisoning.
Yeah, we had a lot of those complaints early on. We have turned that around, and so the wings that Gordon ate they're pretty good wings. I stand by him.
Okay.
But he's gonna come in there and he's gonna like make fun of the wings. Like at one point, I think he was even like, "Is this expired?" It says like 2015 on the bottle. Like that was just like.
Was it really expired?
No, like the sauce that he pulled up wasn't even around in 2015.
He was making that up.
Yeah.
But having a goof.
But that's the Gordon Ramsay side, and that's what makes him such an amazing entertainer. But he was a teddy bear and was awesome to work with, and he's the man. Like
I'm a huge fan.
Yeah,
me too.
Shit.
Me too.
I love his.
I love
Kitchen
all
Nightmares.
of his shows.
I think we watched every single Kitchen Nightmare. Wow.
Yeah.
And when he left after it was all done, tell me, did you guys all be like, "Oh, I can't believe that just happened"?
Yeah, there are certain times where we're just like hugging, like we won something. You know what I mean? So like,
it is the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Super Bowl.
So at the end, we were just, me and Chris went out immediately. It was like 1:00 in the afternoon. We're just like grabbing old fashions at the bar. Like we're just like clinking and celebrating. Yeah,
you knew it was a masterpiece.
Yeah, while it
Just
was
the
happening.
fact that it happened.
Yeah, the fact that it happened, but then you do have a lot of like pressure on that moment and on that thing.
Yeah.
But we felt like we just executed it. At
And when you
level.
posted the video, jubilation.
Yeah, and then we had like a little teaser.
Lots of teasers. We're getting crazy hype.
Yeah,
the video dropped. Was the immediate reaction was insane views, right?
Yeah, massive. Like
groundbreaking.
Never something that we've never done before, and I don't know if we'll do it after.
Well, 50 million. That's
no joke.
That's high level shit.
It's a pretty popular
For
YouTube
something
video.
that is not a music video.
Yeah,
long form.
Yeah.
Interview. Come on.
But that's all. That was just the fans. That was just like that was the internet making that happen.
Sean Evans, the spicy captain. We are going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. We have so much more dead air ahead. And on good content, I mean, presumably. Guys, we'll be right back after this short. You guys got to cut me off, Dan, because I can never just throw it to the break. I got to just be like, it's break. Hello and welcome to the sponsored portion of the H3 podcast. Today, we're wasting a little bit of time for the bathroom break. We pre-recorded this because we don't have any sponsors today. We have sponsors on Friday's episode. So today, I would like to let you know that Teddy Fresh has a brand new collection out. Don't Ever Talk to Me or My Son Again hoodie by popular demand has been restocked beautiful, gorgeous. Forget about it. All these are brand new. Ted All Over hoodie, M&M's, and white. Not white power. That's not even funny. Back in Ventura, if you wore red, there was like this gang beer pot, and if you wore red, it meant white power. It's like a weird thing. So this is the white power hoodie. Not a good way to promote it, but if you like red and cream colors, it's good. It has nothing to do with racial supremacy. This one's sold out, so unfortunately you can't get it anymore, but here it is. It's very cool. The one that Hila's wearing is one of the most beautiful pieces ever designed. Yes, that was the sound of my phone going off, and I didn't mute it. Look at this. It's so beautiful. It came out so beautiful. Stand up and just show it off, would you, Hila? Go ahead. Don't be shy. Show it off. Yes, Teddy Fresh with rainbows and clouds. Give it a twirl. Show the back. It's an endless sky. My God, it's beautiful. All right, Hila. All right, careful now. You're going to tear the whole... Oh, this is sold out, guys, so don't even think...
Most of these pieces will not be back, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Don't even think about trying to buy this. That's why you got to be a little bit faster. This came out only on Thursday of last week, and we have a lot sold out already.
We are going to get more of the long sleeve, though.
You got to be quick. You got to be quick out here on the Teddy Fresh. This is... Let me click this because to give you really the whole overview. This is called the Acid Trip, and I love it. It's kind of our new Acid logo. And then on the arm sleeve... what up? You've got these blots. There's not really a good photo of it here. Well, but it's like obscured by the shirt. You get the idea though, right, Hila?
Mm-hmm.
You got it in navy, you got it in white. All right? Forget about it. We still have some of those. This one we have a lot of. It's pretty outrageous, but I'll tell you what, I love it. I think it's beautiful. It came out beautiful. These are sewn on patches. So try to find that. Look at that. It's hot, super hot fire. Designed by yours truly, not me, Hila. This one I named, you may know, Ribbed for Your Pleasure. I thought that was a funny name. Hila vetoed it, but then I went to the Peanut Gallery and they all said it was funny. So we went with Ribbed for Your Pleasure. And
But the next shirt you designed.
I designed this one. I drew it, I designed it, I did everything. It says Teddy Fresh and green, looks like grass, and then the Y goes up into a flower, and then there's like a bumblebee here. I'm wearing it right now. It's embroidered. It looks amazing. I love how it came out, and yes, I'm very proud of myself on this design. Hila, do you have any words of encouragement for me?
I like it.
Thank you. Anything else?
I like it.
Anything additional?
I do not like it.
Why would you say that? Reversible twill bucket hat. How long we been going, Dan?
10 minutes.
3.5 minutes.
3.5 minutes. That's not that bad. Dude, so this is a black bucket hat with our logo, except psych, you put it inside out, and you got freaking cool-ass print that looks dope. Also, same as the red, it matches the hoodie. Cool red bucket hat, psych, it's got prints inside. That's what makes it reversible, folks. And there you have it. So that's what we've got going on here on the teddyfresh.com website. Get it. Wow, supplies last. It's in high demand. The people are pounding at the gates. Let us in. Remember that guy at the mall? Why won't you let me in? I demand to be able to shop. These are the kinds of people who are pounding at the gates of the Teddy Fresh website. So get in there quick while supplies last. Right, Hila?
Mm-mm.
What do you mean no? This is your company. You're not even gonna help me sell this shit? Mm-mm. All right, I think we've done enough here, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay. Thank you guys. We're right back with Sean Evans. We are back with Sean Evans. Chris was in here. What were you guys talking about?
We were talking about David Letterman did Jesus and Mero, and then they were talking about Hot Ones because so he was filling me in on what was said.
Wait, Letterman was on what?
Jesus and Mero, the Showtime show. They're like these two guys. They actually did Hot Ones before.
So Letterman knows about Hot Ones.
Yeah,
Is that
'cause he
big
was
for you?
he was saying, yeah, I love Dave. So
Yeah.
that's why Chris was telling me. But I'm playing telephone with like the information. But he was like, that Letterman said to Jesus Mero, like, I saw you guys eating hot wings or whatever.
Ah. So now
Chris
that
was just filling me in.
now that you've got Gordon Ramsay,
Yep.
who is this next person that the fates you feel are pulling you, the gravity?
Yeah, I think like the loudest names now are probably like Keanu Reeves or something. It's
Wow.
like, gets tweeted at me all the
That would be
time, or
amazing.
Will Smith.
I
or
can see
whatever.
him doing it, Keanu.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's right now probably the loudest name. But then I'm like, what? Then all of a sudden I'm just trying to just catch white whales all the time. So that's kind of what we're in.
Well, Will Smith would be very meme-tastic with the
That's hot. Sort of.
That's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Billie Eilish was on your show. I first of all, I'm a fan. She's mega talent. My God, it's at 31 million views in what, like 6 months? I mean, were you surprised
is that
by
the
that?
second biggest episode?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
I was
a little bit. Well, I knew it would be huge. Like sometimes,
Right.
Like speaking of audience or whatever. I remember when we dropped that. Like our audience is like, oh, what, who, like whatever. But I was like, wait, she's enormous.
No, she's huge.
So I think like it was just. So we knew that it would be bigger, like than the hype around it. Like we knew it would be big, but
you didn't know how.
I didn't know.
It's
That's
great.
crazy.
Yeah,
I think like
Yeah.
it's like bigger than like Kevin Hart episode,
Well,
like whatever.
so I'll tell you
huge.
that I think the third most popular is Shaq at 19,
Makes sense to me.
which was one of the most memeable episodes of all time.
It's
Here,
still
let me-
going.
let me
We
play you
have
this
some.
clip.
We have some big meme episodes.
Oh my goodness, this is one of the top memes of the century.
Segment on our show called Explain That Gram, where
Here we
we do a
go.
deep dive on this.
Dude, there's like the whole man guess. By the way, how Shaq is such a character, right? Is he the best?
He's awesome. We went down to Atlanta to shoot with that.
Are you going
but
to
he
claim
just-
my podcast for playing this?
No, I have nothing. Listen, I don't touch the IP. I don't have lawyers. On
By the way,
phone. I don't do
Complex
anything
recently
like
took down one of our videos' worldwide block. I did text you.
that. Whoa!
I said, Sean, Complex took down our whole entire podcast.
You did tell. I didn't get.
Worldwide
I didn't
block.
understand what that meant.
I said, can you do me a solid as a homie and forward this?
Oh,
You
I
said
thought
you
you were
did.
talking, but I thought you
But
were
it sounds like you
talking-
didn't.
I thought you were talking about it being like a news event, like they took down your
Okay,
video.
So you didn't forward it.
I think it just sent it to the wrong people.
We cut it. Yeah.
Oh.
They're like, what is this?
I was they were. I was like, I don't know, Ethan. I don't
man.
know. I was like, there's the powers that be are taking Ethan's videos down. Like, get this up on the blog ASAP.
All right, well, if
I didn't understand.
If our podcast gets blocked worldwide, I'm coming. I'm gonna let you know.
Listen,
You got the person on the phone, right? You're pretty big up in Complex organization.
I don't know if I am.
You should
I don't
be.
know.
How not?
But like I don't know who to. I wouldn't know who to email about that. I don't think.
You don't have a person that does your digital rights. You don't know who that is. Chris would know.
Yeah, probably Chris.
Chris, do you know? Chris, how high
I'm
are you in the
just,
Chris? How high is Chris in the Complex organization? He's first. We feast.
Yeah. He's a big deal. Chris
Yeah.
is a big deal.
Yeah.
Chris would know who to email.
Chris, get on the mic.
If you had a
please.
problem, Chris would know who
Chris,
to email.
put Chris
I have
on the mic.
no idea.
Come on. Chris. We need to
Chris,
talk. We need to
Chris.
ask
Run it up the flagpole. I know who to reach out to. You got to hit me, Ethan.
Okay. Chris,
All right.
Chris can help us. Chris,
There you
what is your
go.
title within the Complex organization?
GM of First We Feast.
What do you say?
GM of
Yeah.
First
GM
We
of
Feast.
First We Feast.
What is GM?
General manager?
Yeah.
General Motors?
General Motors of First We. He's CEO of Chicken Wings.
So how many people do you report to, Chris? I mean, how many people are above you? And
How many people are above me?
yeah.
Tough question to answer, but
Like-
I'm the head of the First We Feast brand,
Okay.
which ladders into Complex Networks. So if you guys need something done, you got a friend in us.
Okay, so wait. So when there's decisions made about First We Feast, do you need to go to anyone, or you're the buck stops with you?
We make creative decisions, but of course there are legal and
Sure.
revenue decisions that'll be collaborative. But
Collaborative.
creatively, yes.
Okay. And do you own a piece of the IP of First We Feast?
I do not.
Damn, not even Chris.
Are you an entertainment lawyer?
He should be.
I know some.
Yeah.
Can we sign up with you?
Yeah, I know some. That's the problem when you create a show like you guys. It's a runaway success. You don't get that. You don't get the lawyer involved early enough because you just don't even know.
And too, but at the time that it came out, like who's to know? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It wasn't like
Exactly.
I think that the things that made Hot Ones possible, like a thing that could be successful, were not things that even existed when the show started.
Here's my game plan for you guys, and you're doing it right, Chris. Are you listening?
He's all ears.
This is for both you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're doing it. You're doing it perfectly. You get it so big. You've got the TV show. You've got the YouTube
Right.
show. It's already got this incredible momentum that's uncontrollable. That's when you say, "We quit," and you have to mean it. And trust
Right,
me, I know
right.
this from people who have done this with the biggest IPs you can imagine. That I can't say, but Hila knows what I'm talking about. You say, "If we don't get a piece of the action, we're done." And do you know what they're going to say? Yes, you get a piece.
Maybe. Maybe.
You
Or
don't go in with this attitude.
no,
maybe.
I think like at some point you'll just be like, at some point it's like a thing.
Any
where
point.
if
Get
you're
something on the
happy
back.
with the body of work, you know, that you feel fine turning the page on it.
Yeah,
you
you-
know what I mean? And
yeah.
at that point, I guess
You seem content.
life is good. That's
Yeah.
that's the way I look
Ethan,
at
who
it.
are we to
Life is
give any
good.
advice anyway?
No, well, I think you're good. I would say that, Ethan. You're somebody I've gone to quite a bit.
Well, there you have it, Hila. Apparently you're wrong. Do you think I'm overstepping my bounds, Hila?
Perhaps.
Oh.
But it's all right. It's a hot
I thought
pod.
it's interesting.
But no, I do too. And I actually,
And frankly,
I
want to look.
like this.
I want to look after these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's where it comes from. Is just
Yeah.
sort of like the creative flag, you know, that you're trying to fly. In the
Imagine
face of
Jerry
these
Seinfeld
things.
didn't have a piece of Seinfeld. The guy's he's like, oh well, yeah, I made $20 million. No, Seinfeld's a billionaire, Hila.
Well, Hot Ones ain't Seinfeld.
Well, not yet,
Yeah, right.
but I could see syndication. Can you syndicate YouTube videos? I think it's in perpetuity.
No, that
No, Hila, come on. The people need to know what's going on here. But he's
But that's-
happy.
but
Well,
that's
you're
true.
happy. That's what I care about.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And-
But that is true because that's like what comes after us is just totally the wild, wild west, where it's true. Like nobody owns the pipes anymore, you know, and people are able to pop from inside their bedrooms or their garages or like with one camera or something. And maybe you do end up in a position where something larger can be the sunlight and the water that helps that seed grow into something bigger, or maybe you don't need that. So it's a good lesson to whoever's watching this that has an idea for the future, or like whatever, you know, in a way to lock it down and own the biggest part you can while being strategic about how you can make it grow.
So on the TV show, are you're getting a fee per episode? Is that that's how it usually works?
Yeah, exactly.
Good. And 20 episodes is a big order for the first season.
Game shows are awesome. I always think about the jobs in entertainment that no one ever leaves. And it seems like no one ever leaves a
That's
late
so
night show
true.
and no one ever leaves a game show.
Yeah.
And that's because you can shoot 20 episodes in like a
So
week and a half.
So you guys shot 20 episodes. How long did you shoot those in?
We were in Atlanta for 2 weeks to do that. You know?
And how long's that season gonna run on True TV?
I mean, I
3
don't
months,
know.
right?
That's up to people who, you know, not me, but like, yeah, you can. That could be. I don't know. It could end up being like on a game show or whatever. You can end up doing like a year's worth of shows in like less than a month or so. You know, in a couple weeks.
And how was the scheduling? Grueling?
Yeah,
in that time?
it's crazy. It's crazy, especially at that time. That was definitely. I'm probably in the middle of the busiest 3 months that I've ever had in my life.
And you still made it here?
Still made it. Well, of course, I made it here. But
Sheila?
but
Thank you, Sean.
because we were ending one season, had that like around the holidays break, which you know most people would use to spend time with family and
No.
stuff. No,
No.
game
Absolutely
show,
not.
hammer that up, and then hammer up like the next season of the show that we're doing now, and so that was
Yeah.
all happening like 1, 2, 3, like back to back to back.
So you're on the tail end of this extremely busy period.
Yeah,
you
so
gotta be
we'll-
feeling a little.
But it must feel so productive.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah, it feels good, and then I also feel too like right now it feels like all right, or we just shovel the driveway, almost done, and then it just like snows again.
Yeah.
But it's all good stuff. Like it's all blessings, just opportunities, begetting other opportunities, and then just trying to make the most out of all of them. You know?
I think that show's gonna be a hit. I can't wait to watch it. I'm gonna DVR that shit right when I get
Thank
home.
you, thank you,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Do you know that work? Do you get views on DVR? Like, does
Yeah, I
that
think
count?
that
Well,
helps.
they
That
probably
helps.
count
That's
like
important.
rating,
Yeah.
right?
Because I was
DVR, they're big into DVR.
okay. That's great.
Yeah. DVR that shit.
I always wonder how they do ratings on TV. It's just such
I'm
bullshit.
sure they count that into the rating.
Okay, good. I
Yeah,
wasn't
but
sure.
because I always think about that, like when they do album sales and stuff, and they're like, you know what I mean? I'm like,
album
who-
sales is total bullshit now.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, what is it? Who's
They do
buying
this
albums and
shit.
shit?
You know about this, Sheila? These artists start bundling their albums in when you buy something else, and then it counts as a sales. Like you buy like a
Oh, and you get a free
you buy like a fucking
a towel.
a towel, and they're like, oh, you get a free album of whoever's new album,
Here's a phone update,
And then
you
they-
get the YouTube.
and then that counts
yeah.
as a sale.
Wow.
There's all kinds of tricks. So what I'm going to be doing for Sean is setting up. I wonder if like I could set up 1,000 TV
Yeah,
DVR.
like if you could go into like a Best Buy or something, and then
DVR, baby.
yeah,
DVR
appreciate
farm.
that. Yeah.
I got you. Won't need it though. How's your love life now that you're a big star?
It's good. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, you sound. Expand on that.
Yeah. I don't
Your
know.
face
I'm out
lit
there.
up.
I'm dating.
You're dating?
Yeah.
Tell me who's the lucky lady.
Well, if like you're following on Instagram and stuff,
Yeah.
you
I am.
could figure that out. Yeah.
What's her name?
Natasha.
And how long you guys been dating?
Like a year and a half.
Wow.
I have to say, she's very beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, she is.
She's a model.
Yeah, she's like a Miss California and stuff.
Did she win Miss California?
Yeah.
Miss California.
Yeah.
The state notorious for the most beautiful women in it. Your girlfriend won the title.
Yeah. Believe who would have thought?
Do you ever
Believe it or not.
refer to her as Miss California?
No.
May I-
Yeah. No. It's, just Natasha.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Sean Evans pulling Miss California. Boy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a handsome guy. You dress well. You look good. But
Thank you. But
did you imagine yourself pulling Miss California?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
How'd you meet her?
IP and stuff, but I'm like, life's pretty
Yeah,
good.
fuck IP when you got Miss California.
Well, we were just like friends for a long time. Like, she does the same sort of thing. Like, she's on camera and stuff. So we were just friends for a long time, and then ended up,
You made a move?
Yeah.
How'd you make a move? What'd you say?
I think it was like, I think it's just one of those things where we're just like hanging out, and then we were just kept hanging out, and then talking the next day, and then that turned into like a year and a half sort of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
A couple drinks. Was there a moment where you asked her out? Where you're like, hey, how do you broach it? You're like, hey, I'm interested in you. Like, how do you get to that moment?
Well, I can't really. I mean, I think it was just I don't know, just kicking it. It felt very natural, very natural.
Is there a moment that you need to ask for consent?
Do you ask for consent?
Did you watch
Like
Curb?
The first time you guys had sex, did you ask for consent? At every moment?
I'm still a virgin. I'm still a virgin.
Yeah, I am assuming too much. Sean Evans. Wow, how far we've come.
This is a spicy pod. Heart's racing over here.
Are you in love?
Yeah, I'd say.
You guys tell each other you love each other. Wow.
Do you guys watch The Bachelor?
Well, yeah, we watched it last night. But
we forgot to watch. Was it a good app? Wait, don't change the subject.
I actually did. It was a good app. The guy, he cut his face open. He,
right, the famous
He walked
scar.
into a golf cart and
What a
then
dingus.
smashed his glass against his head.
Moron.
And
Wait,
then
what?
Because they kept clickbaiting that he had this like permanent scar on his face, but it turns out he just walked into a golf club.
yeah,
Or-
he walked into a golf cart, and then when he walked into the golf cart, he was like stunned and then like slammed his glass against his head. So he had this like enormous gash that they were trying to cover up the whole time. That's how I remember there was helicopter rides. This is a good episode.
you gotta
episode.
feel pretty good, dude, that you're dating Miss California. I'm just looking at Sean and being
Watching
like,
The Bachelor.
this guy right here, dude.
Yeah, see, so that's who cares? I do
Damn.
whatever.
So you guys,
IPA.
you guys live both in New York currently.
No, she lives in California, but I spend so much time back and forth and vice
Oh,
versa.
that is a lot of traveling.
But I'm on that flight.
Oh,
I'm on that flight like every week.
I hate
you
that
know.
flight.
So you live in New York. She lives in LA. How often you guys get to see each other?
Like as many days as not. Like
Weekly.
I spend as much. I at this point probably spend as much time in LA as I do in New York.
Are you going to move to LA? What's going on here?
Yeah,
Why,
I mean,
why are you in New York?
Well, Chris is in New York. The whole operation's in New York.
But you
Like,
come
all
out here to
started
shoot.
in New York. So we come out here to shoot, and then like sometimes like we'll travel with the editor or whatever. So it's a show that'll just kind of it's like a traveling show. So where my home base isn't all that important one way or the other, but the whole operation is in New York.
Do they fly you first class?
That was a win. You know, it took me years to get to that point, but yeah, starting right now.
Well, you know
that
what?
right
When they
now.
fly your ass that much, you got to fly in comfort.
No, it's like total game changer.
Yeah.
you know,
It
like
is a
when
game
you know
changer.
you spend there's so many red eyes that you're like whatever, but like not that it's like you know I need
now-
to be. It's not a sob story or anything.
So is that in your agreement? They have to fly you first class now, or is it just honor
I don't know.
roll?
Yeah, I don't know the letter of the law in the in the contract or anything, but I feel like
You've arrived.
there's a good chance that when I check into my flight that the thing coming back is going to be a good seat.
Nice.
Increasingly, it seems to be going that way.
So it surprises you when you check in. You don't know what's your seat.
Yeah. Well, sometimes there's only so many. There's only so many at the front, and then we have to move so like last second and just
Yeah.
grab the next flight.
And so do you fly with the rest of the crew?
Well, we have like an LA crew when we shoot in LA.
Okay.
There's a New York
Who
crew in
travels
New
with
York.
you on the plane?
Maybe Chris will travel. Dom, our
And
producer,
Chris isn't
who
coach,
sometimes
obviously.
you'll see. I think
He's not the talent.
Yeah. I
Chris,
think
are
he's
you
got-
in coach?
He's got something to aspire to.
Does Sean close the curtain on you, Chris?
Literally, he turns his head to not look at me, and then I go,
Yeah.
I go sit near the toilet.
Yeah, he's like, see you in LA, loser.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
That's beautiful. What else we got? Oh, Bill Burr was on. Was he difficult? Be honest, because he was like, Bill Burr
Yeah,
ruined my life and Theo's. We talked about it.
really.
Theo Vaughn.
What happened?
He's just very difficult. He's a
But
difficult
then we
man.
had a second.
We had a redemption episode.
Redemption.
Yeah.
Which went well.
Yeah, it was a redemption episode.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
second time.
I had a
went
whole
totally
redemption
well.
arc. The first time he put me on antidepressants, literally.
What?
Yeah, it was that bad.
No way.
I swear to God. So how was your experience with Bill Burr? And
Pretty
be
good.
honest, because
Pretty
he doesn't
good.
care. He doesn't listen.
Yeah. No. It was actually it was a good positive. Really positive experience. Like, there's definitely some anxiety because, like, you could go on YouTube and see, like, you know, it's like the biggest Bill Burr.
I know,
So
there's all
probably
those-
him, like,
Yeah.
destroying.
Yeah, I
Interviewers
think I'm
and stuff
in
like
one
that.
of those now.
But no, it's pretty positive. It was a positive experience. It was you know, I was definitely like a little bit. You know, there's certain episodes that maybe you walk in and they have a different kind of pressure to them, and that definitely
High
felt like
pressure.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a good,
was
positive shoot experience, definitely.
How did he do with the wings? Did he eat them all?
He
or
was
did
great.
pick
Yeah.
theirs?
He understands, because I think Hot Ones at its core is just like naturally a comedy showcase. So he understood the hook and was like, yeah, my thing is to like sweat through this thing. So he, you know, it's not like he needed any selling on the concept. Like he didn't,
Right.
like he
Yeah.
understood it. So
Yeah.
he goes in there, and I think he did find it like a novelty, bizarre experience, you know? So I think that it went like, that was one of those where we were like high-fiving at the end.
Nice. Scarlett Johansson you even had on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a list.
Yeah.
How did she look in person?
She's amazing. She was actually like that was probably the most hyped sort of after the shoot thing that we've ever had.
It went that well.
Plus,
You were all-
and it was like kind of like a crazy hard season to pull off. Like we were just like a lot of, just it can be a roller coaster once you're in the production because it's just all moving so fast. And then that was the last shoot of the thing, and then everyone was going on vacation, and we're like, all right, Scarlett. So it had like so much on it, and then she was like amazing through it. So.
Were you ever close enough at any point to smell her?
No, because when you're sitting at that table, it's just all you get is spice. All you get is wings.
Okay. And did you say anything about me? No, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah.
I'm just trying to make
she
fun
was
of
asking
things.
about
Obviously, yeah. Just being stupid. Right, Hila?
It's like dad joke.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm just trying to make a laugh here. Natalie Portman, did she say anything about me?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I think she did. She asked about you. She subscribes.
Good. Halle Berry you had on. Actually, I think she has a restraining order, so she probably didn't mention me.
No, I think she. Yeah.
This is my dad joke section, Hila.
You're a dad now.
Did these make you uncomfortable?
They're just not.
You gotta get
that,
used to
like,
them.
It's not that good.
Not that good.
I pre-wrote those jokes.
Buckle up.
The thing is, like, I want, yeah, buckle up. I'm curious, would you ever have someone like O.J. Simpson on the show? That would be epic.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's a certain the internetiness of it all. Like, kind of is one of those things. But I don't know.
if you
I
could
don't
live
think
that
you
down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth it.
What about R. Kelly?
No,
if he ever got out.
definitely not.
But how fucking epic
I'm
would
not-
that
I
show
wouldn't
be?
touch that.
Have
I
the
wouldn't touch that.
convicted the convicted criminals episode. You could have a trifecta. You could have
This
OJ.
This spinoff.
Yeah, or dude, criminals version for sure. Like the
When-
dark, like
when it
here,
gets-
it's like
Okay,
Hot
yeah,
Ones,
pitch me.
Hot Ones. It's called Hot Ones, Dark Side. Kevin Spacey
After Dark. It'd be like a problem. Hot Ones problematic.
canceled. Yeah.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So you have Kevin Spacey. You have Bill Clinton. You have O.J. Simpson, obviously. R. Kelly. Who else, Hila? Bill Cosby would be fantastic.
Would you have OJ on the pod?
No.
But I would have a combative episode with him.
Okay.
I wouldn't be.
I wouldn't have him on.
But I'd have to be. I'd be scared. I think he would fucking. I think he might kill me.
I wouldn't be scared, but I don't think that he should be on any show.
You know what trips me out? I see women. Like I saw a video of him at a club dancing with women. I was like, he killed his wife, right?
Right. Like when it becomes.
I was like, you're fucking around with OJ? That guy killed his last wife. He cut her head off.
Like, I don't know. People always have those fans that will be in denial
Yeah.
forever, I guess. Like R. Kelly, I'm sure, still has fans.
Do you? I think R. Kelly lost them all.
Sure, he still has a couple.
Yeah, maybe there's a couple left. Michael Jackson. Would you ever touch Michael Jackson? The topic of Michael Jackson. Do you have an opinion about that, or would you say I have no comment?
Yeah. I mean, well, if you don't have a horse in the, like, why throw? But I don't know.
Don't say anything about it.
Right,
it's not
right.
worth it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not worth
That's
it. I have no.
official.
Yeah.
If-
Let me help you out here.
Yeah, it's
no
not really,
comment on Michael
not
Jackson.
really worth it. I don't really have a horse in the race.
He'd be a great Hot Ones if he was alive.
The meltdown of.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, do you have anything you want to ask, Hila?
Well, are you going to tell him about who's our guest next week? Or did you...
Yeah, I'm just having a really awkward moment that I
just
just kind of want to
waiting
melt.
for you to say it already.
So, you once asked me who my dream get would be
Yeah.
on Hot Ones.
Ooh.
Do you remember what I said?
Who'd you say? I don't remember.
Papa John.
Oh, but guess what? Papa John's coming
He's coming
here.
on what day next week?
Monday.
He's coming next Monday.
That is your
Monday.
Super Bowl.
That's my Gordon
Yeah, we
Ramsay.
have
How
Super
did that
Bowl next
come
week.
about?
Dude, it's so weird. I don't even remember how that
I
even
remember.
happened.
Was it like
I remember. A fan randomly emailed us, and he says, "You guys, Papa John, the real Papa John, made an Instagram account. And we're like, that's weird. We click it. It has like literally 20 followers. His handle's like The Real Papa John or some shit like that. But then there's some photos there that...
It was like around Thanksgiving, I think. And some of the photos were it looked pretty personal. Like you see the family or whatever, a big table.
We did reverse image searches. They didn't show up anywhere. So, okay. Follow. Drop a DM. Hey, Papa. Big fan. And then this person starts responding to me. And I think I'm being trolled. And so I keep saying, you have to make a story. You have to make a story saying, hey, this is Papa with your face. And it's funny. He doesn't quite get there. Like he makes a video where he goes, hey, it's Papa. It's me. But he doesn't say, hey, it's like H3H3, it's me. And I'm still wondering, where's this shit coming from? But then he eventually made one that said, Papa bless, shout out to Ethan from H3H3 Production. And that's when we knew we were doing with The Real Papa.
Whoa.
And so he's flying out. Anyway, yada, yada, yada. We have a long, illustrious, we should have a lot in common. We talked on the phone for 50 minutes. I was giving him some customer feedback. There's an epidemic of pies, Papa John pies going out unsliced.
Just one piece.
That's what's happening right now?
Yeah.
It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic.
Wow. So he's coming here to
So we talk shop and
about pizza.
Yeah. Something I know a lot about. And so he flies out he's flying out on his private jet. I offered him to fly him. I don't know why you made me do that. I'm like, he's Papa John. He's a billionaire. He's got his own jet. Hila goes, just offer to fly him out.
I want this guy to come here, so I don't want it to seem like we're asking so much of him. At least,
I'm gonna fly him coach. So anyway, he's flying his private plane out to Burbank just for the show. Coming here to the H3 Podcast Studio, Papa John. There's a whole pizza conspiracy that's been mounted against him, Sean.
Well, you guys got to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
And as the master interviewer, I'd like for you to pitch me some questions if you have some.
I'd have to dive into that, but he seems to be really in a moment.
He's an open book too, I think.
Well, what is he probably feels like he lost everything, so he doesn't have anything.
That's
to lose.
how he ended up here. I said to myself, the only chance Papa John ever come on the show, see if he loses everything.
Yeah.
And there you go.
But I think, my gut is to just be like, just give him space. He's probably just got a lot to get off his chest.
Yeah,
so
wise.
I wouldn't try to get too granular in the interview. I'd be broad and then just sort of like sit back because he's probably just been spending a lot of time stewing and thinking.
Absolutely. You know what he's posting on? It's just him in the wilderness, bro. That's
where's he living?
He's in like fucking Montana. I don't know. But a state like that. Ohio.
But he's like, Papa John's like super rich, right?
Oh yeah, he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Or very close to it. But he's just picturing himself out in the snow. Kentucky. He actually owns the biggest house in Kentucky, I read. So, guys. So I think I don't know if I order Papa John pizza, will that insult the man? Is that a...
right. I wouldn't do that.
He's a majority shareholder
yeah,
still.
Still.
Yeah.
He still gets a piece of the pie.
Yeah, he's still getting a piece of the pie. Even if it is unsliced.
Is he worked up about the unsliced thing?
Oh, yeah. He tweeted it. He posted
I think
about it.
that was the message that got him to respond.
Yeah.
I was like, Ethan, tell him what happened to us when he was DMing him.
And I sent her.
So you ordered a Papa John pizza?
Because we had a pizza taste test, and the Papa John came unsliced, and there's a picture of me holding up an unsliced pizza like this.
But it's bigger than just that. That wasn't just like a one-time somebody.
Yeah, some people said that it's been happening to them too.
Oh.
It's a pizza epidemic. Are you scared about coronavirus?
I started off. That's a good question. I've been thinking about it because I did start off. You watch the nightly news or whatever, and you're like, oh, great, like they got another virus or something, and then they'll be like, 6 people have died. And I'm always like, I don't feel like that's like enough.
It's not enough to spook
even
you.
too when sometimes they're giving out like vaping statistics and they're like, 50 people have
Not that
died. But I'm
many.
like, but like 1 billion people are doing that. So like,
Pretty good. Oh,
that sounds about like what I'd expect it to be at. Like that's where I'd ballpark it.
Yeah.
So anyways, like, but with this coronavirus, so that's why I started. And I even told Chris, I'm like, it's another scare tactics thing. This is more just like fear being sold to us sort of thing. But I don't know. Now I don't know. Now
It's
I don't know.
spreading.
The more it develops, I'm starting to back away from my position.
Yeah. Well, it's worse than SARS. It's far surpassed the infections that SARS had already. SARS in 33 days infected as many people as Corona did in 11 days, and now it's skyrocketed past it. Less lethal, but much more contagious. And most dangerous of all, Sean, there's a 2-week incubation period in which the virus can spread. SARS could only spread
That's a big
while
window.
symptoms.
Yeah, it's a
big window.
And 5 million people left Wuhan before the quarantine was imposed.
Oh.
Everywhere in the world. So we shall see. But you'll be fine. Only like your grandma will die from it.
Yeah, she's already she missed that boat already.
Oh, she's passed?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for your loss.
That's okay. I've had time to process it.
But
I'm just glad she didn't go by coronavirus,
The real risk, though, is that because so many people get ill, this is what's happening in Wuhan.
Okay.
The facilities get overwhelmed and nobody can get medical care for any reason. There's so many sick.
So you're in this wormhole.
I'm on the fence.
Yeah.
I was extremely worried,
He's in the.
and I've proven to be right so far, Ela.
He's got all these Twitter accounts that he's following.
Yeah, what's your news intake like these days?
There's this dude, Dr. Fing, on Twitter.
Okay.
No, on news. I watched. I like Robin Quivers.
From Howard Stern?
Yeah,
Howard.
she's
Okay.
She's my
Then
dude.
That's
you
where
just
I
go,
get my
like, to the
news.
news lady.
No, I listen to ABC News. They're hourly for the headlines. I'm not in too deep. Are you?
No, I'm not. But I was just worried about you. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
sometimes people can have like a real appetite for that, for the headlines, and just
No,
be
I don't get
so
too
wrapped
stuff.
up in
It's
it.
just the coronavirus really interests me because what I was seeing was very alarming, but people didn't seem to be taking it very seriously. But now they are, because
that was me. I was
Yeah.
flipped.
because the World Health Organization wasn't declaring an emergency, which was alarming me. They did. People were not, stopping flights to China, which they're now doing. So I'm feeling better now that the world has finally realized. And by the way, the people in China are the people in Wuhan, bro, 50 million people quarantined are fucked. China's fucked.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I feel awful for those people.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty much all we've got here. Sean, tell me ultimately,
On that note,
to circle back, if you found out you had the coronavirus, and you had 5 days to live, what would you be?
oof. Just
What would you do? What would you say? What would you think?
just hit Vegas or something and just crash and burn. But maybe, I don't know, maybe go to like a national park and like soak it all in. It's probably more my vibe, but
National
I don't know.
park?
Hopefully it's a thing I don't have to.
What is your girlfriend more interested in? Would you bring her? Obviously.
Yeah,
right?
you'd have to. You got to go out. You
So-
got to flame out together,
Would she be more into Vegas or national park?
Actually,
Tough call.
that's a coin flip for sure.
Maybe you have
I
time
don't
for
know. I
both.
would have to. Yeah,
Maybe you have
yeah.
time for both.
Yeah, that's true. I
Would
think
you
5
drink
days
a
is enough
Corona?
to split that. What?
Would you drink a Corona for the coronavirus?
Yeah. I think you have to. We should
You think-
all crank a Corona or all clank a Corona.
I've been wondering if Corona, like the stock price of Corona, has been tanking. Because who wants to drink a Corona now?
in this day. Yeah, in this.
But
day.
maybe secretly it's working because now
More
you're
brand
subconsciously craving Corona because you're thinking Corona.
You know the guy who's doing marketing at Corona, his brain's just spinning right now. Like, how can I use
good,
this
is
to
it
our
bad?
advantage? How can I use this? You got any other big ideas? You got the hot ones.
Yeah.
You got the hot wings. You got the spicy. You have any other? I mean, you guys have proven you got ideas. You got something else?
Maybe.
You obviously you're afraid to share it. You don't want someone to steal it.
Yeah. You can't
But
put that up.
Do you have a list of good ideas?
There's like sometimes you have. I think I have a list of dumb ideas, you know, and then
Can we bring Chris in here?
yeah, Chris, come in here.
Come on,
Bring the
get
GM.
in here. He says he's working back there. Dude, come on.
Yeah, Chris, get in.
He's
Here.
always working.
Stop being so productive. Get in here. He's not moving. There he is.
Oh, he's
There he
coming.
comes. Chris.
This is good. Now we're getting started.
Chris. Are we all set up here, Dan? Yeah, here, have a seat right here.
This is a viper's nest.
Yeah.
This has been a tough line of questions.
No, it's been, come on, it's been good. What's been tough? Tell me what's been tough.
Hit Michael Jackson. We
Yeah,
hit
Michael Jackson. You don't
Consent
want to
Before Sex.
Yeah,
We hit R. Kelly.
yeah.
It's good stuff.
Those are good. You're right. Those are
Consent
good.
is, you should
He-
watch Curb. There was a really funny episode about it.
Yeah, no, we like
Yeah.
The last
that first
season.
episode. Yeah.
A friend of mine wrote that MAGA
Oh.
hat joke
Oh, really?
from the first episode.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Oh, no way.
Where like Larry used the MAGA
Yeah.
hat
Love
to get
it.
out of hanging out with
I
people
love
he didn't
it.
want to hang out with.
So, Chris, tell me, you are often not on camera. Is this your first time sitting down? You've been done interviews before, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but not of this caliber.
Yeah.
Like
Not
on
of
this
caliber.
stage. Yeah.
Thank you very much
Hallowed
for noticing
ground
my
here.
caliber.
Yeah. Some local news, you know.
So the local news.
It's kind of where I am.
Yeah, that's pretty
on
low.
screen.
That is pretty
Yeah.
low. But GM. So how long have you been with Complex?
7.5 years.
And how long have you been with Complex?
5 or 6.
So were you guys become friends once you joined Complex, or were you guys friends before?
Just when Sean came to Complex. So I came to start First We Feast. It was like, here's a computer and a phone, start a brand.
How did you become that guy? Like, how did they
was
hire
your-
you?
Nepotism. My
Nepotism,
brother
pure
worked there.
nepotism.
Oh, pure
Yeah.
nepotism.
Yeah.
Is
It
your-
was kind of at that moment when like food was becoming more relevant culturally or like in pop culture. And I worked in food, but kind of grew up loving the stuff that Complex
Although
covers.
ironic in this case, nepotism seemed to have worked pretty well.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Your
Sometimes it works
your
out.
brother's got to be pretty happy with that
that's
hire.
a bad rap. But
Yeah. Hey, they say hire people you know, right?
Yeah.
also, if your boss is your brother, it's a good situation because you can
Sometimes.
just not listen.
Oh.
Yeah.
So what's your brother's position? He got hired.
He
up?
moved on. Yeah.
Oh, he's moved on.
Yeah. Although he was very supportive of Hot Ones and the brand and stuff. But yeah, it was kind of fun
That's
to
nice.
work for my brother.
Wow. So tell me about the rise of the Hot Ones brand, because you, as you were saying, you came in one man, one dream, one computer,
Yep.
One god.
and one God. Which God? Allah or Yahweh? Right now, snap decision.
Tough questions here.
It's Viper's
We
Nest.
pray at the altar of Gordon Ramsay.
There you go. Correct answers only. So tell me about the
Yeah,
the
it was
road
like an
to
editorial
success.
website. You know, we were like busting out 12 blog posts a day.
No
like,
videos.
Writing no video whatsoever. When we first started making video, it was like, you know, behind the scenes, chefs in the kitchen. It was like not popping. There were tons of people doing the same thing. So Hot Ones was like a Hail Mary. Like, let's do something completely different. Let's leverage the fact we're in Complex where like rappers were coming through the door
Right.
every day. Like, look at
Yeah,
the beginning of the
that's
show.
true.
So many rappers were on the show. And Sean was kind of like this breakout star of the Complex news universe.
You were a breakout star
interviewer.
before Hot Ones.
Like, if you go back,
didn't know
his
that.
interviews were excellent before. Obviously, he's like mastered the craft. At this
Sean has
point.
always, in my mind, been one of the great interviewers of our generation.
Thanks, Ethan.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Like,
And
they're-
you recognize talent, clearly.
I mean, I don't have like any vision. Like, we just, like Sean said, we vibed. I pitched it to him. He thought it was funny, and we never knew what it would be.
Of
It's just a
course.
good example in learning, you know, example of if you just care that much, like keep banging at it, keep crafting it. Like, go to the first episode with Tony Yeo. It's totally goofy. It's just like throwaway, goofy questions. I think Sean's already told you this, but we weren't even going to have Sean eat. Tony Yeo from G Unit was like, dudes, this is mad weird. Like, can you
You've got to eat
can
with
you eat with me, because I don't want it to be this kind of like
Adversarial.
You learn as you
yeah,
go.
yeah. He thought it was a goof, and he was right.
Oh, wow.
And he helped us zero in on the right concept, and Sean doing it. Like, imagine Sean forcing Scarlett Johansson to eat
Just
wings
watching
with
her.
Yeah,
her.
it never would
It's
have.
almost like a
never would've-
fetish,
Right,
just
no.
watching her eat. And
That was weird.
that interesting. You guys figured that out in the first episode.
Yeah, and Thankfully.
Thankfully, big, yeah.
But that's what's so weird is looking at how it was built that way, or like in every sort of way. I mean, I look back on it now, and there had to be 10 million coincidences happen and line up the exact same way
That's true.
for it to work out.
By the way, you know where I kind of wanted to be if I got pulled into this room? Where Joji was for Post Malone.
You want to be right there?
He was like,
Yeah.
like his face.
Yeah, you want me to make a controversial comment
so I
and you
can just
react
make
to it?
faces.
I don't need any more of those on the internet. Thank you for noticing that,
I love
though.
that episode.
Yeah,
Nice.
that was a good one. He really got me good with that face, man. So First We Feast was the first video content you guys produced Hot Ones was the first video content you guys produced.
Not the
actually
first,
had-
but
yeah.
there was a bunch of stuff, but the first thing that kind of like bubbled up
You're like, and were you immediately like, oh,
and set the
do-
tone for everything we've done since, you know, the Burger Show and Gochi Gang and Feast
Right,
Mansion
right,
with Joji.
right.
Like it was the right articulation of food meets pop culture. Like we kind of moved away from being a food site.
And what was the first big guess where you guys were like, oh shit?
Yeah, I mean, when we first started, it wasn't a big view thing. You know, we used to joke, we're
Yeah.
like, wow, I'm eating like some extremely spicy wings for for not much.
How many views
You know,
were you guys getting at first?
I don't know, like maybe
I think
like
20,000?
20,000 or something.
Yeah.
Like you'd like put it up and like maybe the next day it would have like 20,000 views. But the first one that ran it up was the Key and Peele episode.
That was
Oh.
That was
a
Yeah, that
huge
hit
one.
Reddit,
That was so
and
good.
well, I think we woke up to near 1 million views or something.
Wow.
Or like
Whatever, something like
that was
we
like
had never
something
seen.
that was like
Yeah.
50x anything that we'd ever done. sort of
But
thing.
the Machine Gun Kelly episode, while I don't think the views were crazy, that was the one I think that galvanized us.
Yeah.
Where it was just him doing laps, like standing on the table being crazy, and it just was kind
You
of
felt
like,
While
whoa,
that
something
was-
about this feels special.
Yeah, that I think was probably the first long shoot, like the first 10 wing like concept banged out shoot, or the second one. And I remember like while it was happening, I was like, this is insane. Like what's going on in this room? Like it just seemed like good internet was happening while it was happening.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, this is a show that needs to happen. I think that too, the audience responded to that, where they were like, then had an appetite for whatever we were putting out.
Probably the last time we did a gotcha question on Wing 10.
Yeah,
we
it
retired
probably
that,
is,
but it was
yeah.
like about dating Amber Rose, and he's just like, fuck you.
Well, look at you two. One computer, one dream,
Yeah.
and two guys,
And 10 wings.
and 10 wings. Do you ever eat the spicy wings? Do you ever partake?
Yeah, so
yeah.
I work with our guy Noah at Heatonist, and we develop sauces with him, and we'll develop the lineup each season and taste like 50 sauces that he brings to the table. He's sort of like a guru of the hot sauce world. So I'll do it. Sean will catch us in a boardroom.
I'll walk in and it'll be like they're doing
housing
drugs or
wings.
something. You know, like I walk in, they'll have like the wings opened up, they'll have like a bunch of bottles of hot sauce, and they'll just be like in this dark room trying to put together the lineup.
How's your colon, Sean?
It's good. I
taken
clean
a lot
bill
of
health.
beating.
Clean bill of health.
No.
But maybe it's like cleansing me or something because the doctor was like very impressed by my vitals.
Does it get easier or does it not?
Yeah, I think that the way that I look at it is I always know what to expect. Like a lot of people when they go on the show, they panic because it's the spiciest thing they've ever eaten.
The
in their
bomb,
life.
really. You guys do that by design. The bomb is the
It
spiciest one there.
but not on purpose. That was just accidentally a thing. That
But you
worked
always,
out, like
I noticed
everything
the
on the
sauces
show.
change, but the bomb always
stays.
Too effective because even if someone's good with spice, you need that
Yeah.
That one
moment that starts the episode,
Right.
and it does hit everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
Be
it's
honest
hard
with me,
to-
Sean. Have you ever once in your career, and don't you lie to me, 'cause
I
I'll
won't.
know it,
I'll look you right in the eye. I know what's coming.
and you
and,
make sure he's honest with me.
okay.
Have you ever put less spicy sauce on your wings
not once.
for being sick? Maybe you weren't feeling well. Maybe you had
It doesn't
diarrhea.
matter. You go through it. You go through it.
I believe you.
I
Yeah,
believe you.
I'm telling you.
There was a lot of conviction in that.
And there's the.
Have you been often accused of that?
Well, yeah, I don't. But I would
The wings are
understand that.
fake. Gate was a whole era, and it's finally
Oh,
gone away.
Wingate. What was
Yeah.
the
Wingate.
conspiracy?
That the wings were not hot, that they didn't have any hot sauce on them,
Oh.
and then also that only the guests had spicy wings. And it was
Oh,
like
yeah.
pervasive.
Well,
in
because
every episode.
because Sean doesn't. He doesn't show, but you really have. You can't show every time.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about Sean sweating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It can't
Yeah.
be.
That
The
will
show's
get old.
already, just in this dark room with 10 sauces, and
But I've
like it can only be self-referential to like.
Yeah.
I have to say
a
though,
certain
you
point.
you nibble.
Well, not. I don't. First off,
You do nibble.
how dare you?
I'm just being.
How dare
I
you?
mean,
even.
you nibble.
What I do is I'll try to mirror the guest, but the thing about it
You do. Okay.
is like I can't sit there if like we're just both like
Right.
working through
Yeah.
wings together.
want
Like
to
that's
talk
too.
too,
You want to
right?
keep the rhythm
Well,
of it all.
by now you must have a
Yeah.
really because some people can just go done. Do you have that
I
technique?
don't have like a technique or anything.
I
I don't
see.
have like a split the bone. I don't have any like swag with it or anything. But like in the interview, you want to keep the rhythm of it all.
Right.
Yeah.
And so if I was just sitting there like cleaning every wing, we spent like a couple minutes like staring in each other's eyes, like cleaning wings.
Do you
from
think
across
you
the
could
table
take
would be
bigger
weird.
bites?
He has just mirrored the guest, which
Yeah.
I think is a nice move.
He's got your
like
back.
because there's nothing for Sean to prove in terms of eating the wings.
Yeah.
But I would say this: even people who have bowed out, Sean's always eaten all 10. He'll continue.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you.
That's legit.
Thank you.
Even DJ Khaled.
Yeah, I remember.
ate all of them.
Khaled was one of the only people that bitched out.
Yeah.
Did anyone else like bitch out like Khaled? He stopped at like 3, didn't he? Like what kind of?
Yeah.
Were you just so disappointed when he
But
stopped?
he ate
eating?
like a full
No, but-
pizza before going.
Yeah, he did.
Oh yeah, he does that. That's basically before any
Yeah.
stop.
No, it was weird. It was a different time, but
Totally.
I enjoyed that shoot. Like that to me felt like
It was history.
we needed that episode. We needed
To
we needed
prove
an
to the
episode
people.
like that, you
Yeah.
know? And I
Part
think
of the
that
legend.
3.
We love
yeah, I
that
know,
episode.
we do. Like internally,
It's so
people are always
funny.
like,
Yeah.
like
But
fans
the
will come up to us
audience
in the
is kind
street.
of
Yeah,
Three.
divided on it.
but me and Chris we love that episode so
As
much.
a
And always
arbiter,
have.
as arbiters of the internet, do you think there should be a DJ Khaled redemption?
Yeah,
I would.
Yes.
Khaled's kind of not that interesting anymore.
but do you? What about in the context
but-
of like a Hot Ones round 2?
I would
I
watch
think
that.
so, yeah.
Let me be
I would
honest
watch
with
it.
you. I would watch the mother-loving fuck. Is that on the table? Is he interested? Because he probably gets shit
Then
for that, right?
I think it would be great. And we
Yeah, I
kind of
think so.
about bringing it to him. Yeah.
I think a DJ. Is there anyone else who would be on a redemption episode?
The Hall of Shame, which we don't even like using
You
the
should
Hall of
say Hall
Shame
of
anymore, but we do put it
Yeah.
up there for the joke of it all.
Yeah.
Is he's the most extreme. Everyone else kind of went for it. Like Lil Yachty had never eaten hot sauce, so his
What?
road to 8
Yeah.
is harder than
most
people's road to the end.
But he hit the bomb.
Yeah,
He hit the bomb.
The thing is, once you hit the bomb, you just kind of got the worst of it.
yeah, but you don't know that
Right,
while that's
you don't
happening.
know that.
Psychologically, you're like, I just ate that, and there's 2 more.
Yeah.
You know, like that's the thing that people are faced with.
Or
but
when Ricky Gervais bows out.
He bowed out.
That makes sense. And
it was
funny
like
when
in
he
such a
landed
Ricky
it.
Gervais way that it
That
has
I
to
liked.
work out
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
way. You know, so I don't think it's like I don't think like
I think Khaled's the only person who truly needs redemption.
Yeah.
right. I think that's the one
3.
that makes
What is that, like
sense.
Tapatio?
Yeah,
Back then, something like
yeah,
that.
it was
Like
probably
something.
that. Yeah, it's
So funny.
yeah.
Put the hinges
I have
in the
to-
fuck
Boys' hands,
Right, of course. Man.
and you guys met him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a very sweet man. I really
Yeah.
can't say a bad thing about him.
Very,
Yeah,
very sweet.
Yeah,
He
like the
did.
episode.
My favorite anecdote from that meeting is that he catered it with his finger licking, and he has like a bunch of housekeepers and servants at his place, and they made him a plate of food with like a real plate and silverware, and they made him a huge fucking plate, dude, like fucking stacked, bro, and like a huge thing of red velvet cake, and with like. I emphasize, porcelain plate, silverware, and then everybody else had to use plastic and paperware. And I just thought, and I don't
serve
mind.
themselves.
I just thought it was funny that he was the only one that got to use real, because he had his whole crew there.
Yeah,
He's got a huge posse, so everyone was kind of picnic style, but he was served
Head.
first, the head of the table, with the real silverware and eating. I think that's somewhat
Yeah.
interesting
That's
story.
Sean.
No?
yeah. I'm
Me
working
by the
my way.
toilet.
I'm working my way there. Yeah.
Keep the separation.
I do have a beef with you, Sean.
What?
And I don't know if I voiced this to you last time you were here. But when we did our episode, you encouraged me, Sean, to take nibbles.
Did I?
And that's how I remember it. I want to, and I regret
We
it.
gotta go back to the
because I
table.
wish that I would have eaten the whole wing.
No,
Because I didn't feel very challenged by it. But now watching it back, I realize that when you eat the whole wing, obviously it's way more spicy.
Yeah, I don't think.
And we were taking nibbles and throwing them away.
Well, I don't think that would have been. I think maybe there was something lost in translation there, but.
I think so, but I still blame you.
But
for
that's
that.
but I never do. The only thing that I'll do because there's always like a little powwow before, and so, which is kind of crazy. Like we'll have like some huge high profile celebrities like be like so nervous about the thing that's going on. So there is like sort of a pep talk that I do to try to calm the nerves. Let them know I'm eating along with them. Let them know that we're interview first. That this is a disrupt development in that, and that's it. Even though it does get fucking weird over here. But I think I don't think I did that, Ethan. I think I'm running the tape back in my.
Well, yeah, I should.
But if you were like, do I have to eat the whole thing? I probably would have been like, no, you don't have to eat the whole thing.
Maybe it was something like that.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah.
Well, I think I said, do you eat the whole thing?
Yeah.
And you said, I just nibble it and throw it away.
No, don't you put those words in my mouth.
I
Ethan.
swear to God, that's what you said. You guys ever fight creatively? You guys are like brothers, right? You've been working for a long time.
Honestly.
You guys ever have creative conflicts?
Not that much, to be honest.
No.
Sometimes.
Probably a level of Sean being annoyed at being asked to do so many things on behalf of the brand, but
Right. You represent
he's a dream talent.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think.
I don't know. We're very simpatico and have been, and like kind of built this thing together. So going through that process in the trenches, you can't fake that.
Yeah, and then I always think like, even if I don't know, it's like a relationship. Like seriously, like there's sometimes you're like, all right, let Chris win that one. You know what I mean? Like if if I'm not like 100% against something or whatever, and then I'm very like, Chris is a very good whisperer to me. He can calm like rough seas at times and like
And then
kind of talk me into
Sarah
anything.
Honda, who was emailing you. Shout out Sarah Honda.
Yeah.
We just work for her.
Yeah, basically.
tells us what to
She's
do.
puppet mastering both of us, yeah.
Sarah what? Who was
Sarah
what?
Honda.
Yeah,
She's one of the
Sarah Honda.
EPs on the show.
Oh, and
And,
she was what? King me?
She was emailing you to get
She was
this,
emailing
this
you.
done.
I was like, oh, another celebrity who's asking about me.
You come up
I'm
all
taken.
the time on the
Jesus,
show.
just tell 'em
we have
I'm
to
married.
cut it for time, but almost every episode.
Okay. You represent the company's interest. I mean, you work for Complex. So I'm
This
just
is why I
trying.
didn't want to come.
No,
to the
but I'm
room.
just trying to understand where the conflict is. So, like, maybe Sean is requested to do brand placement or something that he thinks is a little corny.
Yeah, stuff like that, or do stuff on social media. Come to this event so that we can
You're like- and you-
represent ourselves with different partners, things like that.
And you're like,
it's just a lot.
too
because
much.
There's a lot. Like every year, more and more is going on with Hot Ones, and
Yeah.
Sean is, of course,
You-
the face.
And you think it's at sometimes too much posting.
No, I think I'm just being sometimes I'm just like, can I just go home after like it's just
Right.
like that. But I'm just
Yeah.
being like cranky about it.
Because you're the talent. God damn it.
Yeah, so sometimes it's just like, hey, it'd be a good look if you can like get on stage and do a TED talk at like this.
Oh
thing,
no!
Like, what the
You're like, dude, I'm so busy.
I was like another one of those.
Okay,
like,
I
like
see.
shit
Yeah,
like that.
I wouldn't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
I'm so bad at doing that stuff.
Do stuff like that. So just
are you technically his boss?
Yeah,
I don't
good
think
question.
about it that way. I mean,
Yeah.
his
Sounds like a yes.
talent, who's no, I wouldn't say that even. It's a total collaboration.
Yeah, collaborative effort. You're certainly not his boss.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm a lone wolf. Like I'm out and like my own.
You're a contractor. You're just
yeah.
You're freelance.
Yeah, I'm like
Punch in,
for
punch
hire.
out.
Yeah.
Punch in, punch out. Yeah.
He and our editor Colin are just in their windowless room,
Yeah.
banging out classics.
That's the thing. Yeah, I'm kind of like I'm not in any meetings. I don't respond to any emails. You know what I mean? I'm just
That's kind
a
of
pack
like the
man.
good
And then
life.
they put a pebble in front of me, and they're like, "Here's the next guest," and then you just start banging that through, and then sit through the edit and just stay so attached to the show.
Are you
And then,
gonna be
as long as
involved?
the show is successful, then I don't have to do.
That's
any-
actually really good as the talent to just say focus on.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
want that tunnel vision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm allowed to do right now. I'm
actually-
so in the tunnel vision
That's
space
good.
more than I ever have been like since we started this, and it's been awesome.
That's
Yeah.
really good. I wish because like all the you're doing all the bureaucracy and stuff. I imagine.
Yeah.
Or a lot of it because sometimes
I
it's really
think
hard to juggle.
It's
The
so hard.
goal is always to keep that away from Sean.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be thinking about that. There's enough to
That's a good
deal
producer.
with
Yeah, no, he's
to
the best.
execute this and execute a game show.
Yeah.
You don't want to.
That's a smart producer right there.
No,
he's
he's
a good man.
Sean, are you still gonna be involved in the edit of the show?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's the thing is I can't.
Well, you already edited it. You were involved in the 20.
No, the True TV show.
That's what I'm saying because they already
that.
edited them.
Yeah. No, that's different. Once you end up, then
That's so much work. That'd be so much work.
it would be so much. I'm happy.
Those guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, it's like it's just a totally different thing in space, and once you end up with those big ships involved and stuff, then right now sometimes you can feel that you're in control of the thing. Like, all right, we're in control of the H3 thing. Like, we're on top of it. And then sometimes maybe you feel like it's a big wave and you're just like a part of it.
Yeah.
And so sometimes like you can feel like that in Hot Ones where it's so big and then you're like, well, like you feel like at one point I felt on top of it and then now I feel like I'm in it or something.
Yeah.
Interesting metaphor.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, were you involved in the television show? EP, you attended,
Yeah.
right? And so what does that entail?
The biggest part was like articulating the DNA of Hot Ones to make sure that it carried through from our show. Like we're working with people who have experience making television, which we have none of, nor have we ever made a game show. So there was a lot of seeding of the creative to them, and they were awesome partners. But to me, the most important thing was like make sure Sean looks good. Make sure this represents the show correctly.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
Where's my person make sure Ethan looks good? These guys work actively every episode to make me look as bad as possible. The audio doesn't work. They argue with me. They call me out when I say wrong shit.
There's a certain level of professionalization that has happened here since last I was here.
Absolutely.
It's more buttoned up over here.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
How's your love life, Chris?
I'm married.
You are married.
Oh.
How long you been married?
Well, like 4 years since we had a wedding, but we've been together for 15 or so.
Congratulations.
Wow.
That's beautiful. True love. Kids?
Not yet.
Any
dog,
plans?
though.
Hopefully.
Good.
Yeah.
How old are you?
Little baby Spice Lords. 36.
And what's a good age to introduce a child to spicy food?
In the womb.
In the womb? I guess so. You
My
guys are-
wife was on NPR's How I Built This podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
And now I can dunk on her with H3H3.
What does she do? Why is she on a podcast?
She started her own company. It's called LaFleur. It's a professional women's clothing company. So women should wear LaFleur during the week, Teddy
Nice.
Fresh on the weekend.
There you have it.
Got to collab.
Wow, power couple. Would you consider yourself to be a member
They're
of
a
a
power
I don't like that term.
Yeah,
Nor
it's
would I
kinda-
ever
but
I
they
would
are.
never want to be on like check out our apartment type of,
Oh, those videos?
Yeah, but you probably have a dope apartment, right?
It's all right.
It's probably
Sean's been
sick.
there.
I love it.
It's probably sick.
It's extremely Upper West Side. They have. Like,
That's where we used to live.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
When we were there
What-
for a
what
year.
streets?
We were on
73rd and Columbus.
yeah.
75th and West End.
Wow, we were neighbors. How many bedrooms?
2.
Okay. That's like a $10 million spot there.
Yeah. No, it's like it's
We'll work our
beautiful.
way
out.
Yeah. I like going to dinner parties over there.
You get tired of flying to LA all the time?
Yeah, I don't even always come. I can't make it happen.
Yeah.
Like
'cause-
Sean
Yeah.
goes back and forth.
What if he
so
moves
much.
to LA? What happens then?
I'm gonna be sad, but I mean,
You're not leaving New York.
I'm not leaving either.
No. You're a New
I think
Yorker.
Well,
You
like-
work there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been
Yeah.
For over 10
And
years.
your wife. Yeah.
But like maybe there's a way to just do it like both. If you spend so much time back and forth, like that's kind of the thing that I'm thinking about now. Is
Well, if you're on first
Yeah.
class, then who gives a shit?
yeah, exactly.
Fly all day.
Yeah. Yeah, they have to drag me off that damn
Mm-hmm.
that damn plane now.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, this was a real treat getting you in here.
Yeah.
and talking
It was,
to you.
yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys are a great team. I love you both.
Too.
Thank you. Thank
Love
you.
you
We
back.
love you guys.
You guys are amazing.
We've always been close to our brand. Your episode was a big moment, and then it kind of opened the doors for First We Feast to get deeper in the YouTube space.
That's very
and start
cool.
really
like
cool.
that's how we grew our channel,
Wow.
booking not only on Hot Ones but all the other shows, YouTubers, and kind of like built it out from there.
That's
Am
really
I going
cool.
to be getting a cut of the IP?
Well, the
you'd
way
be the
you're
first
talking,
one.
I think you'd get it before us.
Yeah.
Well, it was
You're a
a
shark,
It
Ethan.
was an honor to be. I mean, I was honestly. I'm like, I don't do other people's shit. I think I'm just.
No, I get that. Do you think you want to like control the thing?
It's just stressful.
Yeah, right,
it's just
right.
stressful. That's the only reason. You know,
I was gonna ask you guys to be on the burger show, but
I'll do the burger. No, but for you guys, I'll do that.
it would be fun.
I would love to do the burger show. You know, I really
There was
wanted
the
to
one
do
that we
the
wanted to do, and then we
the,
were sick, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
It was Bert, right? Or and Tom. Who
Tom
was
did it.
So
Yeah.
Tom did it, and I watched that, and I was like, "Man, that's fucked up. I should have done it." Because it was In-N-Out versus
Shake
Shack.
Shake Shack, and he said In-N-Out's better, and I'm like,
And we were
Tom,
like,
you're
no
fucking-
way.
"You're."
Well,
Tom's a good
the
friend of
invite
mine.
is still there.
Tom's a good
Shout
friend
out
of mine.
Tom Segura, by the way.
So I say this with peace and love. He fucked that up. Tom really fucked that episode up because as a fan of In-N-Out, I can say wholeheartedly and emphatically that Shake Shack is better. Like hell, that's not even a debate. Am I right? Go ahead.
I'm torn now. Like I was
Really?
always Shake Shack, and I didn't love In-N-Out, but every time I go, I'm kind of changing my mind.
I think
I like that classic. My problem with Shake Shack is it's too rich.
It's heavy.
Like that buttered bun,
It
and
is
it's like
rich.
So it's
But you're not
heavy,
supposed
but
to eat it very frequently.
But-
like,
it's good.
You need a shower after Shake Shack. Like
Right.
what I'll tell you, and I agree. I don't like that they grease the outside of the bun. It's like, dude, I don't need grease on the outside.
but at the
That's-
same time, I'll take grease over a dry bun. Like, dry bread is the nightmare.
Go ahead, Hila.
I would starve.
go off.
Go off, Queen. Yeah.
I'd rather not eat than eat dry bread.
The Alvin Kailan, who hosts the burger show, is from LA though, and he taught me this trick of you know those little banana peppers they have. You bite off the top, and then you pour the spicy juice into the burger, and it kind of just lubricates
Hello.
everything.
Interesting.
Very good.
So if I was on the burger show, what would it look? What do you have?
What do
in
you guys want to do? What's your
Well, I
done
love
In-N-Out
burgers.
Shake Shack? What other topics can we set
You know
the
what?
world to rights on
What
with you
about
guys?
vegetarian stuff?
mind? Stop. How dare you? Turn her mic off, Dan.
We could do viral burgers. We could do international burgers. We could do the
International.
world is our oyster.
I'm trying to think so for me, sometimes
Can we include the little mini candy burger?
Sure.
Okay.
The
yeah,
burger.
the
What's
gummy
the best
burger.
burger in Encino? We'll keep it local.
Shake Shack. But I don't like when people they get these big fancy burgers when they put like pineapple and onion rings and all the barbecue sauce. It's just the more you add, the less it becomes. You're gonna go
That's
with
the
meat.
philosophy of the
you're gonna-
burger show. Meat, cheese, bun.
That's
Nice.
that's it.
Simple.
Sometimes
I don't like
I'm gonna
when
be
it's
honest,
like this tall. And it's like, how do you take a bite of that?
and it's just not good. So I'm tell you, I'm sometimes not even cheese.
Well, maybe we should eat over the top Lux burgers with you guys, and you can just
That
That
would
would
be
be good.
super fun.
shit on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the biggest, most ridiculous. Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
we'll blow the budget.
And
on
then
your-
we'll,
yeah.
yeah.
And just attack your philosophy on burger.
I like it.
And we'll probably end up liking the most simple one that you can also
But
compare.
you never know.
So for
That's why
me-
you
You
burger
never
show.
know.
That's true. You never know. For me, the perfect burger, high fat content. You know, but it's high fat content. A little. Go ahead and correct me.
Worcester sauce.
Thank you.
Worcestershire.
That's what I was gonna say.
Worcester.
You put a little of that in there.
Yeah, there you go.
That's
Now
it.
You're talking Gordon Ramsay vibes.
That's it. You go.
Yeah.
And then I like the
I need
smash.
cheese.
British people like to do that.
Yeah, I like a smash burger.
I like the smash technique.
That's my favorite.
And
smash
then,
burger.
and then that's it. You call it a day. Put a little mayonnaise too if you're feeling a little bit weird and wild. Right?
Tough to argue. It can't poke a hole.
Now, would you guys eat it with onion or without?
Yeah, I like a grilled onion.
I like
Yeah.
raw. I like a raw
too is
onion.
good.
I like
just
to get this.
cut through everything.
Yeah, it's just like, give me that raw fucking onion.
I can't do raw onion.
Bang.
It's
Bang.
like it's like sex without the condom. Raw.
Raw.
Yeah. So when are you planning on having kids? You're 36, you said?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it's time. How old's your wife?
Same age.
Well, come on. Does she want a kid?
Yep.
So,
Very
you guys
much so.
actively
Well,
trying?
maybe they're
Yeah,
trying.
yeah.
Good. Good for you. I wish you.
I'm happy for you guys.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much. We're trying to have another one.
We'll come to you for tips.
Oh, you know,
Yes.
was I?
And I was hoping to meet Shredder because I got
Aw.
Ruggles, who's 90 pounds. So
Oh yeah,
really?
Shredder loves those 90 pounders.
no, when they're that much of a disparate weight and height with dogs, they get along. Like there's nothing to fight about.
That's so
Ruggles will
cute.
try to tear a big dog's throat off
Oh
for no
wow, really? What kind of dog is he?
reason. He's a golden retriever Irish setter mix.
Whoa, what a beautiful exotic animal.
He's a beautiful dog. Big boy.
How long you been dating, Sean?
A year
Year and a half.
you said?
Nice. That's good. That's a good amount of time.
Yeah. It's been good.
Thinking of moving in?
Well,
It's hard.
I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
Because of the
These are-
distance.
Yeah, yeah.
These
Or things
questions.
that haven't started.
These questions are making you uncomfortable. These kinds of questions,
The dad questions.
or you don't mind talking about it.
No, I'm like kind of an open book, but
You're an open book.
yeah, some things I haven't totally. I didn't totally think through before I came.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Sure. I got you.
Yeah. It
Well, you
would
got-
come as no surprise there's no media training in our
Yeah,
operation.
yeah, no,
Yeah. Well, you guys have accomplished so much. I admire you both. I'm in awe of your achievements, talents, a team, a dream team, incredible talent, incredible producer. The world is your oyster. And let me tell you, in 1 year, when you've got Complex by the balls, and I'm telling you, with that TV show going in season 2 or 3, which it will be, you guys just walk the fuck out.
Hey,
You say, I'm serious. You say, listen, you need to get like an insane manager or agent or
don't
someone.
we have the same agent?
No.
We
have
know
no
the same
agent.
guy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah, we do. But,
Oh, okay.
But I'm not gonna.
Yeah, now I'll turn this on you. I'll turn this on you, Ethan.
You can ask me whatever you want, but he's not getting you any IP cut. I'll say that. I mean, I wish him well, but you need someone who will like put a horse head in their bed. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa,
I'm just saying you got to get.
is that you?
No. But you guys are gonna get a piece of that action. And you deserve it.
Thank you, Ethan. No, always appreciate it. You know, like we've been behind the scenes. We always chat. So
Yeah, absolutely.
you know, I don't
But-
think people know that, but
Yeah. Yeah, Sean's come on.
you're a shark. You're bullish, man.
Ethan is like, when we need a contract, he's like, should I just write it?
But actually,
And
I
I'm
heard
like,
you're the tough one.
No, Ethan,
I
can
heard
we
you're
get
the
a
tough
lawyer?
Well, Hila's a good Hila's a CEO.
You guys are a good bad cop, bad cop.
Bad cop, yeah.
Actually, I think internally Hila's bad cop, I'm good cop.
I'm the good cop until I turn the bad cop, and then I'm the
You don't
bad
want
cop
that.
and he's the good cop.
But outside of our organization, I don't fuck around. Like I'm talking about our employees and people within our satellite. But when it comes to closing deals and shit outside,
Yeah, we're not.
but you're
Us.
yeah, that's okay. Well, if you want me to represent you, just let me know.
Yeah, you're hired.
And what else is there to say?
I think
The show.
did you
When does the
guys
show come
have,
out?
So Hot Ones, the interview show this Thursday, actually.
Oh, I'm excited.
Margot Robbie, we're back. That's
Yes!
the premiere. And
Wow.
then, the game show will be February 18th, and then
Yay.
those things will just be running in tandem. So,
Everybody DVR February.
DVR and
18th.
break into a TV store and set them all.
Set them all,
Set 'em all.
baby.
They're
Go
big
to
on
go
that
to
DVR.
yes.
They're big
go
on
to
that
your
DVR.
parents, set it there.
Yeah.
right?
Multiple.
Did you see that Justin Bieber begging his fans to stream his new single?
I've seen a lot. That seems to be like a thing. I've seen a couple of those.
I've never seen
sorts of
anyone
things pop up.
outright like post
Ask,
on
yeah.
their platform. Hey guys, set it to repeat all night.
Well, we just
Yeah, or like put it on mute or whatever.
I was like, wow, Justin, damn.
Like
We always
yeah,
talk
like-
about that type of stuff, or when they try to get break an Instagram likes record or something.
Yeah.
You know, the notion that the audience would be interested in
In
helping
helping
them
you.
achieve this thing.
Somehow they are. Sometimes
Yeah, I guess that's a new generation.
They are.
It's crazy to me.
I like your jacket. I also noticed.
Classic Gonya.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
you're a bit of a. Are you a bit of a? I don't want to say hype beast, but you appreciate.
I have like trickle down good sneakers and stuff because my brother has always been in that world. So
I noticed you were rocking. I asked Sean on DMs because I saw you were in this.
Oh,
he showed me that Noah
I could
hoodie.
tell. I thought it was Noah. Yeah, it looked.
Yeah, that got
so
mixed reviews.
What did you think about it?
Ethan, I like it. I like it.
I mean, it
Mixed
looked
reviews.
They
well
have
based
matching
on
sweatpants with that.
based on quality or appearance.
Appearance too garish. Some say.
What is
Others
garish?
say, "Where'd you get that? It's fire."
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you know,
Well, a lot
you
of
have
clothes
good
get
taste.
that a lot. Oh, thank you. I know.
but you can, as Sean said, get the whole sweatsuit.
Yeah, I'm
It's
gonna
sold
get
out.
the whole-
Same pattern.
I was too slow on that.
Oh, you tried to get the
well,
sweatsuit?
yeah. I actually really like I'm not wearing anything now, but I wear them a lot.
Yeah, me too.
They're one of my faves.
Yeah.
But they're kind of snobbish how they told the story on Instagram. They're like, this cotton was made by
Just one
by
try.
Himalayan monks.
They're nice
Who
in store,
invented-
though. They're nice in
I was like,
store.
bullshit.
Yeah.
It was made in China. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. Yeah. Okay. How long we been going, Dan?
2 hours.
You guys got to wrap it up, right?
About an hour 45.
Oh, hour 45? You guys got anything to do?
The short pod in today's
Yeah,
world.
Yeah, we got to go at least 5 hours.
yeah. We're strapped in.
We're trying to get pregnant.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're going to find out in a couple of days if we were successful. We gave it a good effort.
How many kids do you want?
2.
I think just 2.
So do you got are you guys doing like are you guys like timing the fertility and all that?
Yeah, we've been through a long journey with it. It
Oh,
hasn't been
really?
Simple, yeah.
It takes a while.
Tell me about it. You know, I'm
Basically, you grow up thinking it's very easy to get
Yeah.
pregnant, and
It's
it's not. And there's a
crazy.
lot that
Not at all.
goes into it, and people don't talk about.
Yeah.
And they should because so
I
many
agree.
people
I
go
mean, I
through
think it took us like 2 years since when we.
Yeah, it took us 2 years.
trying.
And by the way, how is there billions of people in the world when it's so hard for us to have kids? I guess I think the thing is when you're 18 and she's 18, then, you know, if you breathe on her, she gets pregnant. But as we get older, because today we take our time, we got careers, we're doing shit, we want to actually raise this kid in a good environment. Then all of a sudden, you know, you're shooting. I'm shooting sawdust basically. But we got lucky one time. What have you guys? So what's Tell me about the process you guys went through. You don't have to if you're uncomfortable. You said.
I just don't want to. You know, it is private to some extent.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
You know.
It is very private. It's very.
I would be super impressed if my wife got to this point in a podcast. So like, I kind of wanted to like put it there just as a test, and she'd be like, "Hey, I heard this on H3H3," and that would be amazing to me. But I'm gonna leave it there.
Well, that's okay. I understand. Well, just so you know, it took us 2 years. We went to fertility doctors. We did the whole thing. We counted I jerked off into a little cup. Mm-hmm. I'm sure you've done that. That shit's weird, right? I went into this booth. Man, it's just
This is wild. This is a whole world. Okay, I'm
You
fascinated.
go to a
Yeah,
booth.
it's very weird.
And then I took pictures for the podcast because it's so weird. There's a chair,
good
recliner,
content.
and
Yeah.
it's covered in paper.
Right.
And I was like, I'm not sitting in that chair. There's jizz all over the chair.
Generations of,
And then
yeah.
On the wall, there was jizz stains, or maybe it was water stains. But I mean, some kind of
tell?
running
Yeah.
stain. And then they have like,
What clinic was this?
dude. Oh, it was in L.A.
Here.
Yeah, it was in L.A. It was reputable. And then they've got like a VCR, bro, and
A VCR.
or maybe DVD, but at this point, what's the difference in that
Yeah, yeah.
technology, right? It's like the same thing. And then they've got headphones that you have to. I'm not touching anything in there. They expect you to put on headphones. Like, I don't need that much help. I've got my smartphone,
And they had like gross
that is funny.
magazines, right?
an empty bottle of lube, like it was used to the end
How
of its
big's the
limit.
room? It's just
Oh.
a booth?
Oh, it's a jerk-off booth.
Is
Just
it-
enough space for a chair and a TV.
Do the walls go to the ceiling or like if some-
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That would have been wow. But then so you walk out with a cup of semen, and then there wasn't anyone there to greet me to tell me what to do, like you would expect. So I'm walking around with a cup of semen,
for minutes?
looking for somebody.
For minutes on end?
What felt like an eternity. I'm walking around with a cup of semen, being like, you know. Oh, they make you write down the exact time you ejaculated too. And like to the minute, Was that similar to your experience?
Yeah, to the letter.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. It is private, but I wish you luck, and
Thank you.
I wish you all the best.
At the end, it just happened when we decided to like not focus on it for
That's true.
a couple of months.
Yeah, that's true.
We were
Yeah,
just like,
that's
let's not
interesting.
even think about it.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
But your sister did the IVF,
Yeah,
right?
twice.
Yeah, twice. It's a whole thing, man. You gotta get in the lab now if you have kids. So you guys aren't. Don't want to read too much into it. Clearly, you don't want to talk about it. So I'm just really going in about it.
But I enjoyed your story.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And they give you like a porno mag, and I swear to God, it's all sticky pages.
But you're right in the notion of like in the age of the smartphone that there's a penthouse from 1988 or something.
Sticky mag. I'm like, dude.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. But I guess not everyone in there has a smartphone. It felt like people just like paid, $5 to go jerk off in there. Like at adult stores, there's booths where you can jerk off apparently.
Gross.
And it felt like that.
It's like naughty.
No, not naughty, like AIDSy.
Yeah.
Hepatitis-y.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Sticky.
Coronavirus.
Yeah, corona. What are you guys into? What do you do? Talk to me.
What do I do?
Should we have ended this already? I think we should end
it's
this.
just getting started.
Hila, should we end this?
I thought, did you guys not have a out? Because I thought someone had mentioned that.
They said no. I asked them.
But I think
I don't know why I was thinking
I think we have something in a little bit, but whatever. I always got
In like
time for
20
you guys.
minutes.
Yeah.
You're doing late night shows, hot ones on the late nights.
Yeah.
Rubbing shoulders with the
yeah.
powerful and elites. Who's starstruck you the most?
It's
That's
kind of
it.
probably a weird answer, but I grew up. I think we've even talked about this, but I was such a Loveline kid growing up, and Adam Carolla was like one of the
Really?
more, really like a hero of mine growing up. I listened to, I was obsessive about it, and it's probably what kind of pushed me into doing this sort of thing more than anything else. And so having him on the show was like such a thing. And then I went to the Comedy Store like last week, and I think I was overserved, and he was there, and I like kind of ran up on him and was like, bro, like, like doing one of those like, dude, it's cause oh man, like I love you so much, like you don't understand, I love you so much. So that's maybe like not the, but that was the thing that was one of the more surreal sort of more surreal sort of where you are, where this is gone, and kind of like from when it started. It felt very full circle or something like that to me. And then Chris is probably Alexa Chung for similar reasons.
Yeah.
When we had her on early on is because it felt very full circle.
Who's Alexa Chung? I didn't see that episode. Let me look that up.
She used to
We have a
have,
recurring
she's a
segment on our show called
British
Explain That Grammar We're doing
model and host, and she had this super funny show called Pop World in England, and I just loved it. And she would do these super cheeky interviews that were kind of just making fun of the celebrities, but like very sarcastic.
Wait,
And
this is the girl from that fashion show on Netflix.
Yeah,
it
she's
just
got a
started-
new.
That's
she's
just
got
so
a new show.
weird.
she is
Yeah.
hilarious.
I literally just.
The idea for
Okay.
Hot Ones was how
Sure.
to take a
Okay.
show like that and a cheekiness like that,
Ah,
and
she's a-
combine it with wings. So it was kind of
Ah.
an inspiration from the
Cool.
for the show, coming on the show.
That's very.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like kind of.
And he had my mom's British, and I grew up with all this British comedy. So Ricky Gervais, Russell Brand, when those people come on, those are the
Huge.
ones where
Yeah.
I get
I'm
that
so
little-
jealous of those ones. I want Ricky Gervais and Russell.
Ricky would
be
awesome
an
on this.
awesome.
Dude, how do I get
Yes,
Ricky?
guys.
He's like,
I am
I mean,
such a
God.
fan.
Yeah,
How'd you get Ricky?
Well, that was funny. Remember?
Seems like something he wouldn't do.
Right, but
He was
I
one of the
that
nicest
was-
guests
yeah,
ever, too.
yeah.
Like after we wrapped, and he only made it to 8 and then tapped out. He was so apologetic. Like,
Aw, so sweet.
Did I ruin your guys' show?
You're like, no, you were amazing.
I feel like my
No, trust
answers
me, yeah.
sucked, and we were just
Oh
like,
my God,
high-fiving
what
on
a-
the side. Like, we got Ricky Gervais, and he was so funny, and it was amazing.
Dude, I love Ricky. He's my favorite.
But that was
he's very kind.
That was one of our favorite like eras ever doing the show because it was at such a crossroads for us on what's this going to be, and we are very opportunistic where we're like, okay, if we have an opportunity to shoot with somebody, we just pop the thing up wherever, whenever, wherever. And what happened? Did we land Ricky Gervais?
Crazy. We did a London trip.
Yeah.
We didn't really have much of a budget back then, so it was sort of like, if we're going to go to London, we have to line up all of these videos. So we did Ricky Gervais, Russell Brand, and this DJ who I think is funny called Charlie Sloth. And then we also shot a video with the chicken connoisseur who was sort of viral at that time.
I remember the
This
chicken
kid who was
connoisseur.
reviewing fried chicken spots in London. So we went out and shot that. We shot a burger video, and then
Big
that
Lou,
became
shout out Big
that
Lou.
show that
How
Sean
long
had
was
for a
that
while,
trip?
Sean in the Wild.
That's
That was only 3 days. So
What?
because we had nothing. So like to make it
Oh my
to
God.
make it where we weren't just flushing the budget down the toilet, we had to just from noon to night shoot. You know, we had to
Wow.
just make that stuff happen, and we would just be up, writing the show until like 2:30, 3 a.m. and then like wake up at 6 and then just try to
Oh my
execute it.
God.
Remember that? That was that, but it was jet lagged.
running on
Wow.
fumes, but that was very galvanizing.
Yeah, that really brought us together as a team.
That is a good thing about your guys' set. I mean, you could do
wasn't
it
on
anywhere.
purpose. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it
Well,
works
it's
everywhere.
Almost made the show, despite it not being on purpose, because
It's
it wouldn't work if we had to have everyone come to New York.
Right.
Yeah.
And with names like that, you got to. How often do you guys go to your guests?
Half of them,
Really?
Wow, really?
maybe more.
Well, if you get an
season,
A-list
we've already
celeb-
shot 6, or we will have by the end of this week, 0 of which have been in New York.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Because they all feel like they came to you, which makes almost the show feel even more prestigious. But when
Right.
you get an A-list celebrity who's interested, and you fucking fly to them.
You just make it happen. And
Yeah.
then, too, because we're so prolific. The show hasn't been going on that long, and we're in our 11th season, hundreds of
Yeah.
episodes out. And to keep that going where you're putting out, between like 30 and 45
It's a lot.
interviews a year. It's just, and too, because we take our time in the post-production to like deliver this sort of like polished experience to the viewer. But you just have to, when like the name, you have to just turn, burn, and then you're committing all that time to this thing. So it's like a big cruise ship that also has to turn on a dime all the time.
Yeah.
How
So-
many people would it take to set up the set? Like if you're flying to someone.
It's a pretty small crew,
yeah.
like 3 to 4 people, including Sean, will fly out, and then, the crew's 6 people.
Black background, boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom.
Yeah.
God bless. How do you get wings when you're on the road? You get good wings on the road?
Yeah, so we have like the vegan wings that we've been using locally. I think it's Boulan in LA, and that came because like Natalie Portman, those are her vegan wings. She's like, oh, I want these Boulan Thai kitchen wings.
What about in UK? You go to Ricky Gervais. How do you get fresh wings?
But those were like so for Ricky Gervais, he had vegan wings, and then they have this amazing.
He's vegetarian, right?
Yeah, and then or at least he was on the
Which were better than
any wings I've ever had in my life.
They were-
For real?
Really?
Yeah,
But
there's
yeah,
this-
we'll have to, if we go to a new city, we'll have to do research and test a bunch of stuff before we give it to people.
So do you guys ever do interviews where someone's like on set, like an A-list celeb, and you got to go set up a makeshift studio in an unusual place?
The most common is a junket. So,
Right.
thankfully more publicists and studios know the show now, so they basically book it at the end. But because they can't then go
That's-
do 5 other interviews, the risk is of
And they're
course
just fucked the whole
that
time.
junkets always run late, so then the time gets compressed, and they've been doing press all day, so they're tired, but it doesn't tend to work out.
That's
Well, as soon as
such a
once
good...
the hot sauce hits, it tends to bring people's energy up.
So how do these junkets work? I've always wondered. Is it like there's one place in LA where all these people who are going to interview them
Yeah.
come?
There are a bunch of go-to spots for the most part, which will often be in hotels. But in the era that we're in, there's so much more stuff like hot ones, like the lie detector test. So everyone's kind of getting their own rooms and popping up their little games and,
So that
and stuff.
the actor comes, They just jump room to room.
Yeah, so like they're in a little bit of a circuit. I always feel like we're sort of removed someplace. Like we might be in a suite on like the third floor, popping that thing up, and then somebody else is doing the circuit downstairs, and then we'll get like all right, 15 minutes, like lock it all in sort of situation, and then we just go.
And do you think people are starting to kind of in popular media and other interviewers take notice of what's going on with the Hot Ones phenomenon?
Yeah, it's been like a week over week sort of seems to get.
What do you see out there like that closely resembles what you guys are doing? Do you feel like anyone's like straight ripped you guys?
There's a million straight ripoffs.
Just like Hot Wings.
And some of them are huge. Like there's
Really?
a big Russian one. There's
And Russia.
big South American ones. And, sometimes we'll get in touch with them. And if they're cool and they kind of mention us, it's not like we want no one to be able to do this, but there are some people who have just stolen the concept.
And do they steal the name too?
They'll steal like the exact setup, kind of match the graphics,
Wow, I guess when you're in Russia,
They'll call it something different because it's Russian, but
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
What about in America?
Well, I think, I mean, probably. Stuff gets tweeted at me all the time. I've lost like I used to get, when we first started, do you remember there was like this one weekend where like, it was like Fox Sports Australia launched something and BBC launched something, but we were just so in our infancy that the reason I even learned about the Fox Australia thing is because somebody tweeted at me about ripping off like Fox Sports Australia, and I was like, what the hell? And then I like looked it up and I was like, oh, this is the exact same show. So at that point, because we felt so small in that we had to beat our chest and then kind of weaponize whatever cult following that we had to stomp out.
You shut them down.
That was bubbling up. But at this point, I've totally lost the
You guys
fight
won.
about. Well, I feel like it's not like
Because now you're not going to be accused of you stole.
You won.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right,
That was what
exactly.
was so embattling
If
about
some-
it then, because it was sort of like, oh, someone could overtake us.
Right.
with a bigger budget and has sponsors and stuff
And then
automatic. And we were like,
And
wait,
we're
all
still
these
sort
things
of
that we were trying to get. Yeah,
Wrapping it
You
down.
guys won.
yeah.
Got Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, no, I think it's just
You
just
won.
out. Or it's not like anybody's discovering something new and thinking that's the thing. I think that at this point, people have either heard of
You
it.
getting
or
job offers, Sean?
not. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to. Like I could have pivoted away from doing this, but but to me, it's everything I've ever wanted. And then now the team that I work with, like, we talked about Sarah Honda and obviously Chris is here, but it's bigger than that. Like everybody who's connected to the show now, it feels so SEAL Team 6 or something. It just feels like I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else. You have a show that's yours that, it's just me and Chris. Not just me and Chris, but like creatively, whatever we want to do, we can do. Nobody's standing in the way of whatever vision we have for the show. So in a weird way, it's everything that I've ever wanted. And then so you stay so
still
committed
growing.
to it. Right. And so and I love it still. So I couldn't walk away from it because I still feel like we have work to do there haven't totally saw it through exactly how we want to see it through. Like I haven't walked away from an interview yet and been like, all right, I'm at peace with it. Like I'm ready to do the next thing. I think that comes at some point, and it could have come already if I wanted it to, but I don't. I'm committed to it, and I love it more than I ever have right now. I actually think the year that we just had was the most proud I've ever been of the show
Really cool.
in the years that we've been doing it.
Congrats.
So,
And if Sean leaves one day, what are you getting a new host? What's happening?
no, he's going with me. Like whatever.
He's speaking for you.
He knows it. He knows it. Whatever I do from here on out is going to be with
Sean
Chris.
quits, you quit? Jerry Maguire style?
That is it.
Is that the advice?
That is
from
it.
our new entertainment lawyer.
Well, I don't know. I have to review the facts a little bit. I noticed that Sean was speaking up for you.
I mean, we've done it from the beginning.
You guys are a
so
team.
it's so hard to even imagine that
Yeah.
world.
Okay, let's say Sean dies.
Yeah.
That's
do you
an
do?
easier scenario. You look for a new host.
What do you do?
I'm moving to the country with Ruggles.
This is like
Yeah.
a marriage. You guys
Sean
are like
Sean
married.
gets
It really is
coronavirus.
like-
What do you do?
Yeah, it's like how long do you have to wait
Yeah.
Right. That's a good question.
to mourn?
Do you think I would be a good host, perhaps?
Yeah,
Thank you.
the audience likes you.
Thank you very much for saying
We've
that.
checked
Sean
we've
Sammy
checked
down.
the tubular data, and the H3 audience, First We Feast audience overlap is nuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
What other channels do you overlap with?
Philly D is a big one. Like
He wouldn't be a good
Bon
host.
Appetit, obviously.
If Sean died, you wouldn't want Philly D.
It would be
Philly.
we'd turn it into a reality show where they're all competing. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Yeah, you would probably want. I would probably be the natural fit if Sean had an untimely
Yeah.
death.
We've actually
We'll do
we've
it.
had some talks. Like sometimes we joke around and think about.
Oh, really? What were some names that came up?
But I do.
It is friends of the brand, like
Yeah.
Burt Kreischer. Like
Burt
you
would be a
guys.
good brand.
Tom
But,
would be good.
yeah, Tom would be good, but
You know how
good.
sometimes the late night shows have guest hosts?
yeah.
Right.
Like if Sean ever wants to take 6 months off, that could be fun.
Wow.
That's true.
Would
That
you ever
could be
take
fun.
6 months off the show? That's so long. Aren't you
but
scared?
Like now at this point, because I've
Are you
had 6
scared that
months
if-
off and
Are you
I don't
intimidated?
know. I've
There'd
had
have to
6
be
weeks off and
there'd have to be some measure of fear
about
taking 6 months off and letting someone else
Yeah,
sit
yeah,
in the
definitely.
seat.
I mean, like, yeah, if you're a quarterback of a team, even if things are going good, you don't want to sit on the bench and let somebody else.
You don't want to go
Tom
sip
Brady
a
you.
Corona
Yeah.
beer.
Exactly. So, like, there's definitely that.
But who could replace the great Sean Evans?
I don't know. It's
Impossible.
replaceable.
Ethan Klein. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's who.
Yeah, there's
I'm
only
looking right
there's
now.
only one name that pops to mind.
Yeah, yeah.
That overlap.
We all know who it is.
Burt would be funny, but he's a drunk.
But too, I would
He's
say.
unreliable.
I would say, do you even want the keys? Do you even want the keys? It's one of those.
Yeah,
things
do I
that
want the keys?
The show is eating scorching hot chicken wings and spending half your life on a plane. You know what I
No.
mean? Like,
No, Ethan wouldn't.
It's a rare
He would complain to
I
him.
think
combination.
theoretically I would.
a rare combination of talents to be great at interviewing and be able to eat super spicy wings. It's not a normal
Yeah.
job description.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Burt Kreischer's a drunk. He's unreliable. Tom Segura, he's got
Drunk.
He's got plates.
he's got like kids and he's always touring. I mean, that's a mess. I'm here.
yeah.
I'm in LA. That's where you guys shoot most of them.
I think we just hard pivot to Mario Lopez
Mario Lopez.
type of thing.
Yeah. Hard to
There you go. That'd be it. Ryan Seacrest. Now that's how you ruin a show immediately.
Yeah. That's what I think we do. I think that we just go that direction.
Ryan Seacrest would be an interesting guest.
I think he would be.
Yeah, and you know what?
Even though I don't like
Been
him.
in it so long, he's got good stories to tell.
Yeah,
I don't like him.
You
but
know-
I would watch it. You know what I mean?
I've never met him or worked with him or whatever. But you think he'd be an interesting guest?
I think he would.
I think so.
But the thing is he's so good. He's such a showpiece that I'm not necessarily
But
sure he would
who
ever let
knows?
his guard
Maybe
down.
if you scratch the surface,
Yeah,
of
you're the
that,
man.
You don't know what's underneath.
That's true. Darkness.
And I do
Pure darkness.
I do like the host v host interview genre. Like when we have people who host stuff like on Hot Ones, like they feel like they have a certain rhythm and vibe.
Interesting.
And I do enjoy the experience of those types of interviews.
Interesting. You know who would be this will never happen, but Howard Stern.
Right.
That would never
that's a
happen.
dream.
Ever.
Yeah, it's a dream.
And Letterman.
And Letterman, yeah.
Letterman, but those guys, that'll never happen. But I said that about Papa John. I said, why the fuck would
right,
Papa John
yeah.
ever come on my podcast?
You have to dream.
Yeah.
Papa John hasn't even done like media. Do you understand? This is the Papa, and he's coming here to do that. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Yeah, how do you have a date on when he's sitting in here?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's Monday.
Whoa.
This Monday,
What are you gonna do to prepare for it?
eat pizza.
The only way to do it.
Research
The only way to do it.
No.
But I don't. Yeah, but
I've
who
got a
knows?
million questions. There's so much to talk about.
Did he know about you before?
I think
recently?
my theory
I would
is that he
definitely
signed up with a
ask about
publicist who is actually smart,
And see
knows of me, and sees the opportunity. A lot of publicists will be like, you don't want to get involved, but the genius, and it's true.
one with a vision.
Right. That's exactly right. All right. Well, it's been over 2 hours. I mean, I feel privileged. I feel
Went like
blessed. I feel honored. Yeah, I mean, what more is there to say than that, right? We've said it all.
Can't wait
We
for the
did.
show. Seriously.
Can't wait for the show. I can't wait for the new episode. What do you think of Vogue's 60s? What is that? 67
Oh.
Good
question?
question.
That's a good question.
I hate it.
Yeah,
I fucking hate it. And let me tell you why.
Yeah.
You'll probably have the same reason. Your show's so much better. It's so fake, bro.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Oh, they try to make it seem like it's so genuine.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking fake. I hate it. The reason I bring it up is because I know Margot Robbie.
She did one.
She just did one. All right, at least I
Yeah.
watched one. And it's like, I don't know why people like that show. I find it offensive. Anything to add?
Yeah, I don't love it. I don't love that.
Okay.
But we watched them all.
Yeah,
You do?
So many
it's a
people-
good information dump.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
you can
it's
catch
true.
so many
It's-
topics.
It's true.
But people always love seeing rich people's houses. That's why
Yeah.
everyone
But it's so
will always have a little show
fake.
like
into
that.
their life.
A lot of times it's not even their house, right? Because they don't want to show their
Didn't
house.
they say that about like cribs and stuff, that they were all just like rented or whatever?
Oh, for
Really?
real?
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
you know,
Who
the,
knows?
the Redman.
Who
one
knows?
was so
After
amazing.
James Corden and Justin Bieber getting towed in that carpool
Right.
carrier,
Changed
who
it all.
knows what's real and what's fake? You know?
do you see that?
No.
So
What?
James Corden, that's his name, right?
Yep.
He's
not actually driving?
Filmed, it's on like a tow. They're towing it.
Oh my god.
That mother
I wasn't bothered by that because it's not a show about
Yeah.
driving.
You're right. Right.
If it was,
But it's
comedians
just
in
how,
cars,
it's
I would
the
be more
stuff that
shocked.
you don't think about.
You're not bothered because you're a producer and you understand the logistics.
I've lost my soul. You're right.
But you know what? to be honest,
Logistically, it seems.
I don't like
Yeah,
James
no.
Corden either.
That's
I
true,
love
but as a
James Corden.
viewer,
You do?
you
Yeah,
just
okay,
kind
I
of
take that
feel.
back.
But
I
he's
don't wanna-
British.
I don't
I
wanna-
like all.
Go ahead, Eli.
You just feel fooled a little bit as a viewer. It's like
That's true.
I thought he was driving.
It's
you
movie
know?
magic.
Yeah. Well, you're just
Yeah.
you're too close to like how the sausage is made or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I didn't like when James Corden did this whole thing about what was it? Bill Maher. He said Bill Maher was fat shaming people. Remember that?
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a really funny show in England and has been in a bunch
Oh,
of
really?
stuff
He's
before
fa-
he got
okay.
that show.
Is there any resentment among the English people when talent leave and just go do American shit?
Do you have,
You've got John Oliver. You've got
Oh, right.
James Corden.
I feel like they're confident in their own shows and have enough talent.
Yeah, there's a lot of talent in
that
England.
Yeah.
They don't.
BBC
necessarily
makes some
get too
great
upset.
shit.
It's super funny.
BBC is.
Those guys are
Yeah.
amazing.
What about Louis Theroux? For a
That would be a
guest?
great one.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
one of my dream guests.
He's awesome.
Who's your number one, like, from the audience? Who's your number one, like, the thing that gets shouted at
Papa
you?
John.
Papa John. Oh, yeah.
But after Papa John, people are always requesting Joe G, Post Malone. It's like we've already, who other than them? Dan, you guys would know. What do you guys see in the comments?
No, I mean you just listed off the big
Honestly,
ones.
a lot of our latest episodes have just been about like, kind of like no guests. So I don't know. It's
Current
not,
events.
Yeah. It's not. It's
let
not
a
always about
uninformed
the
man
guest.
tell you his thoughts. It's funny. People get so angry at me. I get so much hate online these days. But I've learned to accept that. You don't get hate, dude. You're loved you're universally loved.
Well, I think like I think everybody sees their own.
What do people say about you?
I mean, I don't know. Like, to me, it's the way that I've.
Eric Andre is another big one.
Yeah, he'd be great. The way that classic. I'm gonna eat out your camera operator. But like I guess you have to figure out how to manage all that because it's so loud all the time. Especially like when you're always making something and you're always putting it out, and then you're caught in that feedback loop 24/7. And listen, I'm sensitive. Like I'll see.
Yeah.
Like it could be 10 nice things. The one thing is the thing that I'll remember and that'll stick with me. So a while ago, I just got into the habit of like just making the thing and then putting it out, and then just making the other thing and then putting it out. Because like if you ever feel like you have some sort of ownership over that thing, it doesn't matter however it's taken or whatever. And I was putting myself in, I was sending my brain in a spiral. So I think that to me, it's just you make the thing, you put it out in the world, and then the audience can do whatever they want with it. But while that's happening, I've separated from it.
Yes.
And I just make the next thing, put it out, make
Absolutely.
the next thing.
Kind of the only way to do it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna go crazy.
Once I got into that, it really helped me a lot.
What were the comments that bothered you?
I don't know. I guess like I don't know. I'm trying to think because I have done a good job of just sort of blocking this whole thing out. But it's almost just like it's just the negativity, I guess.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
it's just the even it doesn't even have to be me in the crosshairs of it. Like it could be our guests. Like sometimes you'll like look back at the internet as like a mirror and just it'll like just kind of break your heart on you know, we have this
I
way to
know all
like
too well.
communicate
Yeah.
with each other or whatever, and like the way. But then too is I don't need to have like such a heavy heart because I don't need to like be, you know, I don't need to have a job on the internet where I'm making something on the internet and then be on the internet all the time. Like
Yeah.
you can just kind of shut it off and go about your life and have a healthier relationship with it.
Absolutely. You have
And so
to
you have to
survive.
fit. I think for every person, they're different, but there's probably a thing where, all right, you start to make a thing, it starts getting attention, you're interested in what people are saying about it, and it does make sense to pay attention to it because the audience can serve as a focus group kind of for whatever you're making, and you can help. It can help you. Shape the show in a lot of ways, but then once it gets to once it's achieved a certain thing, or once it breaks containment on something, it's not just your fans talking about it anymore. Now it's like a big zeitgeist thing that's kind of consumed by like so many people, and then that's kind of feeling like you can feel like you're connected to and with your audience at some point, and then it breaks out into a thing where you're like, wow, like now I'm just in a room getting like shouted at from every direction.
That's
about
exactly
the thing,
right.
or, like pushed and pulled in like 10 million different directions.
Yeah.
And then it's like, all right, are you gonna just try to surf those waves and whatever? I think that leads you to like a really negative place, or it
Absolutely.
did for me, where it just
Everybody.
felt loud and heavy all the time. And so like I didn't want to look at my phone. I didn't want to like open it up. Like text messages, I'd get like a little like, ugh. Like you just want to block it out entirely. So as a way to just cope with all of that in a different way, I just it was like, you know what, it doesn't matter, like nothing changes about the process of making the thing and putting it out. Like the only thing that's changing is the degree to which I care about the noise surrounding it. And you can just mute it, like you can just shut it off. So I've been doing that. That's probably
That's great.
in a lot of ways why we had the year that we had.
That's
was
great.
just being able to
I genuinely think that everyone in a position that we're in has to either come to a point where they learn to let's say transcend that and to live like along with it, or it destroys you.
right.
It's like you have to. There's no two ways about it. Do you ever do comments ever get to you? I mean, you're not on camera, but like obviously it's your show.
About the show and the brand for sure.
Yeah.
You know, and I think to Sean's point, we're protective of the guests. Like it is
Right, you don't wanna
sort of
see-
upsetting when
yeah.
everyone just goes off on a guest who's
Yeah.
come and eaten spicy wings on
For
our
the
show,
internet's
you know, and
amusement,
we
yeah.
really
Yeah, you don't want it
deeply
to
invested in
backfire
and
for them.
research, and obviously
Yeah.
we wanted them to be on the
Yeah.
show, and then sometimes because Hot Ones is so outsized in its, you know, how big it's grown, you know, we're proud of our other shows too. And of course there's that audience of get this show the hell out of here. We're only here for Hot Ones. And Sean and I talk about this all the time. It's like all of this is free. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
we do all this
Yeah.
for you to watch if
it's
you want
mad
to.
lame.
And there's 8 trillion other options that you
That's-
can go check
yeah.
out.
Not watch this video.
Like I think
Yeah.
we're living in such a great age of entertainment where there's so much competition for eyeballs, and then the cost of it is so low compared to, you know, when I'll date myself here, but I remember, you know, being like in 4th grade, going to Sam Goody, buying like 2 CDs, a pack of lemon heads, and some AA batteries for my CD player, and that shit would be like $54.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now you can get like Spotify, Apple Music, and Tidal for an entire month of like the entire library, like at the convenience of a phone for less than that. You know,
Yeah.
you used to get like 30 songs for. And then same now, whether it's it's like the streaming wars or cable or the internet or YouTube. And like YouTube, I feel like is the most transparent of it all because there's like there's the thumb, there's like the thing. Like you don't have to click the thing. And whatever you want to do with your eyeballs and ears, it's like totally up to you. Like you can curate everything you watch and what you're in to your direct tastes and interests if you wanted to in a way that's pretty cost effective. But then still, it seems like people would rather be miserable in a place they don't even need to be.
The actual like path to leaving that comment's interesting because they got a notification. They clicked on the notification. They watched the video they weren't interested in to begin with. And then they left the comment. I mean, that's a lot of action to
Ricky
take.
Gervais has a good thing about this, which I'll butcher, but he was pointing out the steps it takes to hate on someone, and it's like going up to their door, knocking. They open it up, and they go, "Fuck you! I don't want to." Like, I don't care about you, and then run away.
Yeah.
It is a lot of effort to do that.
And then I think it's just like in such volume. That eventually it kind of cracks you a little bit. Or something.
I do like
1% of 50 million. It's a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Something I find funny is that because Sean's the face of it all, he also gets this kind of hot sauce community, like acting like he is the guru of hot sauce. And a bottle broke when it was shipped to me. Can you give me a refund? And he's just
they hit you up straight up?
A complete tidal wave of
That's
people
awesome.
asking
You got
super
customer
nerdy
service
questions.
inquiries?
Yeah,
all that stuff.
Or it's like it's hard to look because people, they'll be like, "Hey, dude, it's my buddy's bachelor party in Seattle. Like, it would be so sweet. Like, if you could just like come out." And,
We get that all the time.
Where people, and I'll get like 50 of those a day. When I appreciate it, I do like, but then you're like, wow, like, you just feel like, you get like spread so thin or whatever, or you're just being tugged at. In a lot of
it's sweet that they think of you that accessible, but it's like they really think you don't have shit to do. It's like you don't do shit, dude.
Yeah, but then I can't tell that if it's just like just shoot your shot thing or whatever. But I'm always like, it is.
I get a lot of birthday,
surprising.
Anniversary invites, wedding invites.
What is the people who see you in the wild? What does H3H3 super fan look like?
Couples. A
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah, we do
couples.
get a lot of couples.
Couples.
And couples. Really, a lot. It's almost like I would say 50%. The dude
They're
and
always
his
really
girlfriend.
nice people. I mean, always.
Yeah,
really
sweethearts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
College age.
We love that, it's always the bar back, the bouncer,
Security
the
guard.
back
Oh,
of
for
house
real?
people who are,
Yeah.
and that we kind of thought that was like, oh, this is real. Like, that's
Salt
the
of the
type of
earth.
fans we want.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
At least early on, like TSA always cracks jokes to Sean. Like, I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
TSA?
gotta
All the
pat you
time.
down for wings.
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they'll do that. Even like last time I went through LAX, the guys there, they were like, "Oh, you have any sauces?" Like that, and I was like, "No, you guys don't let me take that shit through."
Yeah.
And then they were like, "All right, hey, February 6th, February."
Yeah, like,
they
they'll
were
know
February-
all
yeah,
of
they'll
the
know
information.
they're like so
Ugh.
locked in. They know more about the show than me.
You ever get hooked up? Like
yeah.
VIP treatment? What's your favorite VIP treatment?
Well, that's what's good about like being like very back of house. So yeah, that's good. Like if you go to a club and somebody recognizes you or whatever.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Like what? Like what happens? They'll let you in the door. They'll give you free drinks. What happens at the club?
Yeah, you get out, whatever. You could just be some jerk off in the line, like whatever. But if they know the show, then you're in. Then
When you were dating, were you getting recognized? I mean, you're dating now, but like when the relationship first started, did you ever like walk around with her or do something and get recognized?
Yeah,
that's got to be like,
but you get,
that's got to be baller, right?
Yeah, it looks
You're
good.
like,
It looks
"What's
good.
up?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it does help. And then YouTube makes you like so accessible. So it's people are like, "Hey, you ever get recognized?" Like, yeah, like every
lot.
single day. Yeah, but whatever. If you go to a hotel, like we're big. Shout out Salik at the Mondrian, because like like if they recognize you, then you're like, oh, here's a full lounger, and here's like the top. You know what I mean? Like if they know you from the show, that's the best. That's where you get.
You
it
get
back.
next level.
We don't get
access.
hooked up like
We
that.
don't get that.
The best, my favorite hookup was like We were at like
Someone let us cut in line in Disneyland,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's it.
We were at the guy who was working the ride took us to the front. That was a while ago.
That's pretty
too.
good, though.
That was a while ago. We don't get good hookups.
To be fair, we don't
We don't
do
go out
much.
much.
Like we don't.
Yeah, I feel like
Not
you
out in public.
We're
schmooze.
kind of like
Yeah,
in the house a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah, you guys schmooze.
Out and about, or but I think that's the thing. Like, if somebody knows you from the show, like the whole world is a place where, like, like people could do you a solid if they wanted to,
Yeah,
and then if they like your show, they'll extend for you.
It's
You don't
pretty
get
fun.
solids.
It's like
Do you
He gets
regret-
peripheral. Yeah, you get trickle down.
You get trickled down.
But it's fun rolling around with Sean.
You
You know,
get-
getting
you
extra
feel like
pancakes at the
vicarious.
breakfast spot, little things like
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah.
You feel like you can live like your own success vicariously through Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, as we've mentioned, I shouldn't be on camera, so thanks for this. But that's what I
Hopefully
love
you'll
about
start getting
having
some hookup. Yeah.
someone like Sean, and then we work so hard on the interview, and I love the art of interview, but wouldn't be a good interviewer. So there's a vicarious thrill of like
yeah.
building it out with Sean, and then
That's
him
awesome.
executing it so
You
perfectly.
ever watch Sean interview and be like, oh, you fucked that up?
Honestly, that rarely happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like Sean knows when to cut things off, and I'm like a little wedded to things once we've worked on it. But he always makes the right decisions. But I'm like, I wish we had like asked that. I wanted to hear what they said about it. But he's editing in his head,
Right.
and he knows and is reading the celebrity.
The genius.
Yeah.
The
Couple-
rhythm.
Once
I think.
once in a while, Sean will be hungover. That's always fun. But he's also like
Oh, do you get mad
gets
when he
more
shows up
loose
hungover?
and conversational. But
You
it's-
shouldn't,
yeah,
you
I love-
shouldn't show up.
I love
hungover,
those
Sean.
episodes.
Well, we're too prolific. We crank.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
You don't have a moment
I'm
to yourself.
shooting every day. Yeah.
Do you get upset when he shows up
Oh
hungover?
no, not and it's never been
Or do you
bad.
are you
in
usually
any way.
I don't
with
have,
him
like,
the
a
day
problem.
before? You guys drink
It's
together?
never been like that's what we'll be drinking together,
And then have
so
a
I
thing the
can't
next
blame
day.
him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
No, it's just there's a vibe that probably only I noticed. That's a little
Yeah.
like leaned back. That's fun.
Interesting. Huh. It's nice having the ability to edit, though.
Well, yeah, and
It's very
but
nice.
it is kind of a bad habit when you're kind of doing it live. Where I'm always caught in between. Because you do there's so much nonverbal vibe stuff that goes on, and making sure that we always pride ourselves on having like the least comfortable, most comfortable interview. So there's always so much that you're trying to take care of, and then you're always road mapping in your brain, like where we try to keep like each wing like its own little ecosystem, but it's like
Right.
sort of a choose your own adventure while it's happening.
Right.
So you're kind of thinking about that, and then but now I always am like kind of like like I have like the rhythm
That's
of the
interesting.
show
So
in my head.
in
while it's
your
happening.
in your mind, each wing represents a new topic.
Yeah. So in the this is a fun thing for us to dive into because it's like so a nerdy part of Hot Ones, but to ask. Maybe this is a bizarre claim to make on a podcast where we're going hours on end, but it's tough to ask for 25 internet minutes from anybody. For
these types of people, yes.
yeah, it's like
People like you, for example, obviously that's no problem.
You just go. You just let that thing fly. Right. Yeah. But asking like 25 minutes in internet time, that's such a commitment
Yeah,
for
I know what you
people.
mean. Yeah.
And so to us, we were like, all right, well, we don't want it to feel like one 25-minute interview. What we want to do is just break it off into these acts where like each wing is its own topic or thing or something that has an arc in its own, like on its own. And the show is sort of naturally has that because it's like, all right, so we start by eating the wing.
Right.
Like maybe there's a reaction, maybe there's a non sequitur, maybe it goes into the question. Then you have a million different ways that it can go different directions within that wing, whether it's like a different topic, whether they're just so smoked out by spiciness that they can't get over it. And we have to have this reaction. And then it has some sort of way that it lands either with like a mic drop statement or like something funny or like a reaction to the sauce or like something that foreshadows what's going to happen later on in the episode. So we lay it out that way so that people have the experience of just watching like 12 relatively fast videos stacked on top of each other
Genius.
with a through line that goes like from the beginning to the end. But that's why we're always kind of like keeping you on it. It's like a show where you're like, I'm only going to watch one episode. Oh, wait, I'm hooked. So I'm like on to the next thing. We try to link the wings that way. And then that's why you have like, some of the best episodes, whether it's Terry Crews or there's certain episodes where they touch so many different things in their career and their life where each wing is like peeling off a layer of who they are as a multi-hyphenate entertainer or whatever. So that way we're covering all that ground in a way that the viewers like link to it and sticking with it and engaged with it and probably doesn't even realize what's hooking them along. But we think about that and talk about that and care about that.
great.
I don't think I've ever laid
That's
that out.
cool.
That's
but
very
sort
interesting.
of in the DNA.
But that makes a
blueprint
lot
it
of
all.
sense,
Yeah.
because there's a certain rhythm
Yeah.
to your guys' show that is very attractive.
I think Sean being in the weeds of the edit and the music and everything took it to the next level. You know, just having the whole DNA kind of be articulated in this clear way.
Yeah.
You know what? You guys are a power couple. I just decided that right now. You guys are the real power couple.
No, it is weird. I mean, I could gush over him, but it is like creatively like very yin yang. Like I'm so grateful that somehow me and Chris
you came together.
linked
yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
We're all grateful. Are you guys consider each other best friends?
Yeah. In a way, like it's different.
Very sweet.
You know, I have best friends and it's like the same, like 6 to 8 people I grew up with are like still like my best friends. But then the relationship that I have with it is different. You know,
Do
it's
you
like,
do you ever get like now that you've kind of come up to a new level of success and notoriety, do you feel any strain with any of your former friends,
No,
associates?
they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck.
Nobody,
No,
nothing, no.
No, family, friends, like nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's gassing me. Nobody feels like slight about anything. Like it's all just the same, all exactly the same. I haven't had anything weird.
Good for
happen,
you.
That's
which is
good.
good. Yeah,
Not yet.
not
Wait
yet.
till you get to that season 3 of the show. That's when you
Yeah,
renegotiate
yeah.
the contract.
Those
That's when
blue
I'll
collar
renegotiate.
Chicago
Yeah,
roots
Yeah,
yeah,
are strong.
yeah. But my friends are the same. They're just the same way.
that's
Like,
awesome.
they're supportive, whatever, but they're not like no special treatment. or
Nothing got
anything.
like
And-
awkward or anything.
No, yeah, nobody's asking for money or anything. It's like nothing's weird.
It took about 150 episodes for my mom to not be embarrassed to talk about the show. And now she's a super fan, but
My mom has the same
Yeah.
effect.
Mine
she wore
too.
the Hot Ones beanie on like the walking trail that she goes on DC. And when
Why was
people
she embarrassed?
well, she's just so on
They
paper.
just
so
don't
goofy.
understand
Yeah,
it, right?
And
Yeah.
you know,
Hard to
obviously at the
explain.
beginning of the show, she didn't know any of those people, and now
Yeah.
it's people who
now
she
it's
loves.
famous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And now she's rocking the merch.
now she's riding hard on the merch.
Yeah, my mom basically, we moved here from Israel. Our channel was already doing like pretty well. And then my mom was still trying to get me to quit and move to Vegas to become a teacher. After I was already making more money than I would as a teacher. So now they rock
now-
the merch. Now they rock the merch.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
That's why it was one of those. Same with us. Would be like, "Hey, Dad, like here's my new show, Eating Wings with like Machine Gun Kelly or whatever."
Yeah.
And he'd be like, But I think at work,
Yeah.
kids would
They
be
get
like,
to,
"Wait, are you?" Yeah, like
Yeah.
the male dude would
That
be like, "Are
started
you?"
to happen
Is
with
she-
my
yeah.
parents too in Israel.
Oh, your dad was not.
My dad, it started off with him almost trying to forbid us from ever making
I almost
another
got,
video.
I got
when he saw
excommunicated
one.
from the family
Yeah.
for a video I made.
Yeah. But it
Really?
yeah.
I made a video, a parody of Shake That Ass called Shake That Dick.
And he
and
happened
lots of
to watch
close-ups of my
that
dick.
video.
Because why not, right?
Yeah.
You know, equal opportunity.
So he was like, "You guys don't ever make videos again, or,
Or
he's
Ethan's
not
not
allowed in our
allowed
house."
Wow,
He's old school.
But
quite the
it went
ultimatum.
from that to like him telling to his friends about what we do and stuff like that. So
It was actually,
yeah,
her dad passed recently, somewhat recently.
a year ago.
And we found out, or you found out through his family, because they unfollowed each other on Facebook because
I blocked him on Facebook because that was how he found the
He didn't
video.
want to see
So I was like, I can't be worried about him seeing what I do, so I just gonna block him.
So we found out after he passed that he was sharing all of our content on Facebook, which was a very
Yeah.
sweet.
That is
cool.
nice.
That was very sweet. Yeah. In short, as long as you make money.
The parents will
Then they're all-
appreciate
yeah.
it eventually.
Yeah, and I think actually it was like the Ricky Gervais episode where I was like, oh, here's like, and he was like, whoa, what the?
Yeah.
Like, and then you like are on Colbert or whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, male guy, like, you know,
Yeah.
then they have like a different perspective all of a sudden.
And then they start to show off to their friends.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But you can't blame them
No.
for at first being like, what the fuck?
No, my parents
Yeah.
were fairly supportive.
Yeah, they were.
They were. My mom was just annoying, but whose isn't? Shout out to my mom. She probably didn't make it this far. Nobody did. We joked at this deep. We're about 2.5 hours over.
Bang, bang.
That we joke that nobody listens this deep. So this is when the conversation gets loose. So if you guys have anything racist you want to say, or any kind of any talking points, white supremacy, or
This would be the time.
yeah, any no, okay. Guys, the power couple, Sean Evans and Chris
Schoenberger.
That's a Jew, right? You're a Jew name.
They're aside, yeah.
Damn. How back does your lineage go? I'm Jewish, by the way, in case you think I'm trying to scope you out. Yeah. Are you like
I don't
purebred?
know so deeply, but my dad's side of the family is,
Oh, your mom's is Goy?
she's British.
Oh. So you're not.
Good.
You're not.
Technically.
Your pedigree is not pure.
Yeah.
I took a.
The stiff upper lip of a Brit with the hiding of feelings of a Jew.
Yeah, there you go. Well, it worked
That's
out.
what's inside of me.
I took a 20. This is for your enjoyment. I took a 23andMe thing, and I'm 99.7% European Jew.
Wow.
I'm just like I'm Jesus.
Purebred.
Yeah, I have a lot of neurological problems. I'm like OCD, I have Tourette syndrome. So it's good that you're mixed.
Yeah.
It's good. You don't want to go full bred ever. You see those pugs that came and breathed? Pug dogs?
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's what my family for that inbred and purebred. That's
No, I hate to see those dogs that
Yeah.
have such low life expectancies and
it's sad.
faces,
Yeah.
the bulldogs.
And
Yeah.
thank you for your sympathy. 'Cause that's basically what I am.
I sympathize.
Yeah, thank you. All right, guys. There's so much going on in the world. Wow. What a treat. Thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you
having
And what
Appreciate you guys.
a surprise to have you here
Yeah.
too. What a
Yeah, I was
pleasure.
kind of on Slack in the back there. He called me out here. So
I'm glad you
Thank
came.
you very
Those are
much.
really interesting
Yeah.
insight. Both you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
it
you.
was
The
fun.
dream team. We'll all be watching eagerly. So
Yeah,
Set those damn DVDs.
Thank you guys
Oh,
for
yeah.
supporting.
of course.
absolutely. How could I not? Next week, guys, if anybody's listening, nobody's. I mean, it's a crazy week. We've got Papa John on Monday, and then
And
PewDiePie
PewDiePie
via satellite
Wednesday.
calling.
Whoa.
Seriously?
Crazy.
Yeah,
That's outrageous.
That's a crazy week.
big week.
Well, I'm glad.
Oh, and then Friday we have Gus and Eddie. You know Gus?
3 in 1 week?
Gus
Or
Johnson?
this Friday?
Yeah,
Gus
What days
Johnson.
today?
That sounds.
he's like a sketch comedy. He's really big on Reddit lately. He's real short sketch. Yeah,
I'm gonna go check him out.
Yeah,
he's good.
really funny.
He's really funny.
Cool.
Go ahead. That's all we got, guys. I mean, we could keep going, but I think these guys probably have something
You
better to
should
do at this
do
point.
the demon voice to say goodbye.
Goodbye. Why demons? The monster's got a room people stay. Goodbye.
Good. Bye. All right, go ahead and cut it. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Yay.
That was fun.
Clear.